Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Knowledge in Relationships M3 TV News, the stream that gives you the best news. In fact, let me put on my sunglasses real quick because it is getting kind of bright. This is your boy M3, and so tonight's topic we're going to be talking about this this woman named Sharathazar Ali. And the subject is what can women learn from her? And so before I begin, let me go ahead and give my shout outs to Uncut with Daryl Long. He also said that we should do it together. And my brother, you're welcome to join the live stream if you're here. I'll post the link in just a second because honestly, I'm just down to like learn more from her. And let me see. And then shout outs to Kate Marion. She says she wrote several books. Her two main books are Sharing One, What She Learned Many Men Want and Need. The second she wrote what many women want and need a couple years later, both written in the 80s, still relevant. And Kate Marion says two books written in the early 90s, but she has been an author since the 1980s with a book dealing why not eat pork. Okay, and that's the link source. Shout outs to Just Kaya. Hello, sister. If you'd like to join in, and if you know about Sharathazar Ali, my wife, I think she finished this book. I'm not for sure, but this will probably be the first time me like just digging into this. So I am a little late on the game of getting to know her. And I want to give a shout out to Krista Bloom and Ebony. And she says they can learn so much. Okay. Chris, Just Kaya, Kate Mary, if you guys like to join in, I will send a stream link because I'm just here to try to learn, to get to know about this woman. I heard she's been doing great things. But before I do that, let me go ahead and welcome Miss Patty. Yeah. What's up? You never heard of her, Just Kaya? Cool. We could both relate a little bit. Let me go ahead and send a link to you. How you doing, Miss Patty?
I'm alright.
All right, that's good. That's good. Let me see. Everyone, feel free to join the stream. The stream is open. Like I said, we're just having a conversation and trying to get to know this woman. But I will say this: I have watched at least like one or two of her videos. One of them was from her interview with MTR, and then another one was different clips of how she would preach about women being their feminine, but then she was also having a lot of pushback, and people was looking at her like, well, I'll say some was looking at her like she was a crazy one. And by the way, please feel free to get the likes up as well. Thank you so much. But okay, Luann, let me ask you this question. Have you ever heard of a woman named Shahrazad Ali?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess we're both like we're both somewhere like on the same boat of trying to learn more about her. And thank you everyone for getting the likes up. But I'll say this like a quick brief illustration. So I think this was like one of her first books, and her book is called The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. And in this book, actually, I might have switched my glasses, but in this book, she pretty much teaches like the black man um, different things that or different points that we should understand about our black sisters. And so her whole purpose of writing this guide is making sure that that hopefully we could come together because there's so much of a disconnect already within like these black communities. And shout outs to Red Lipstick Vibes. Good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in. Uh, the tonight's subject is called "What Can Women Learn from Sharathazar Ali?" So, um, even the people in the chat, if you guys, if you ladies and gentlemen, if you have any inputs that you want to say, feel free to post it in the chat or feel free to come on the live stream. But okay, in the meantime, go ahead and highlight this real quick. I know it's going to be like a little bit dry until most of the people do come. Mr. Best in the World, he will be on his way, or Mr. You Know, You Know. Oh, we have Queen Forever 2K. Well, I was going to say Forever 2K 21, but that was last year. Queen, how are you doing tonight?
Hold on. I'm good. I'm good. How you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. We're just learning about this woman called, named like Shirazar Ali. And so far I learned like from based off the clips that like I've saw, um, she's a strong advocate for women to be like in their feminine. She wrote books, at least like 3 books. The first one that we have so far is the guide to sorry, the Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. Hold on, let me go ahead and mute this.
Who's that? Luann? She dropped out.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I want to know what's your opinion about this? Do you are you familiar with Mr. Razar Ali?
I am. I mean, I hear what she's saying. I don't like all of what she's saying, but I haven't followed her enough to have really an opinion of it. Um I did see one thing when she was talking about men who have multiple women, they're not cheating. I totally don't agree with that, but that's just me. So
Okay. So she has those
yeah,
type of topics. All right. Like I
yeah.
said, I'm learning more about her, and hold on, let me go to this little site. I'm trying to pull up this link because it's called Manosphere Highlights, and there was a highlight that talked about Shirazar Ali, but for some reason I cannot find it for the moment, so I do apologize. But okay, is there any other like like maybe good strong points that she talks about, whereas like women can actually say like, okay, I could kind of take notes from this woman. And shout outs to OG Patrice. OG Patrice, if you are familiar with Miss Sharathazar Ali, I mean, feel free to come up in a live chat because right now I'm just like learning like a little bit more about her. Yes, let me see. Hold on for a second. Sorry, everyone. I'm trying to find I had the link earlier, and I don't know what happened to the link, but should have been a little bit more prepared. But that's okay. Yes, put out a note and start writing. Right. Okay. Anyways, let me go ahead to once I find the video, I could kind of get started. Let me just go ahead and type this real quick. Okay, actually, what I will do is I want to just play a clip from MTR's YouTube channel. Good evening, Miss OG Patrice. Hold on for a second. Miss OG Patrice, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Thank you for coming to the show.
Oh
Um,
no.
I know we're just like in the beginning, but oh, okay. We got First Lady Tammy. First Lady Tammy, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey,
Hey.
Tammy.
Hey.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good, First Lady Tammy. So good to see you on here. But yeah, we were just getting to like the first question. Hold on. Gotta give a shout out to 100 Watts. He says, showing love to the brothers that's always showing me love. Hit the like button for knowledge and relationships. Thank you. Salute my brother. And feel free to like join in on the conversation. We're just out here trying to learn about Miss Sharathazar Ali. So before I begin, let me go ahead and get my video ready just for a second. If I could pull it up. Okay, got the video ready. But Miss OG Patrice, just want to know, are you familiar with Mr. Radazar Ali?
Yes, yes, I am.
Okay, nice, nice. Can you tell us from your experience, like have you ever read like a book that's called The Black Man's Guide to Understanding sorry, The Black Man's Guide to Understand the Black Woman?
Yes, I'm familiar with her book. I don't have it and I didn't read it, but I've seen her in interviews.
Oh, okay, okay. So how was it like okay, just getting to know like just through the interviews from Mr. Razar Ali, how was that like?
Well, she definitely got a lot of pushback and flack from black women, that's for sure. It was like she sort of opened Pandora's box, and a lot of black women wasn't happy about it. They were
Hmm.
definitely bashing her. They were almost boycotting her, so to speak, for that book. They were trying to definitely not have it have get it published, or when she would do book tours, they were protesting and everything out there, like not in not support of it. So yeah, she got a lot of flack. She got a lot of flack for writing that book.
Mm, okay. And with the fact that she was getting right, was it like okay, um, like feminist, or was it like from men, or like because I know this was like back like in what in the early was it like in the 80s or was it the 90s when this was
I
happening?
want to say, I want to say, I want to say, I want to say 80s, early 90s at best, but I want to say 80s. Seem like 80s is speaking out to me. But yeah, it's been definitely close to 30 years, if not 30 years ago.
Okay, got you. And like, what was like some of like her key points that she would like? Because I know like she would preach about like um femininity like in within the black community, but I
Hmm.
know some of the things that she wrote in her book to help try to help black men understand that as we tend to kind of shut down, she also says that black women will tend to lie. And I'm trying to understand where she's coming from with that.
Yeah, that's where, when, during that feminist movement, they were, the feminist movement were women that definitely pushed back, and just even
Mhm.
regular housewives, everyday housewives, they all pushed back and gave her a lot of flack as well. I think what she was doing was breaking the girl code, okay? Basically.
Oh,
She,
okay.
she was breaking the girl code, and she was, hipping men up on a lot of toxic women behaviors. Not all women, but a lot of women, a lot
Mm,
of black women.
right. Okay, so she was kind of like pretty much like a little bit one of the first, like from way back then, to kind of expose, uh, in some cases, like female nature,
Oh,
within the
absolutely.
community.
Absolutely. She was one of the first ones, if not the first ones, to break the black women girl code. Like basically, like, letting men know a lot of the toxic things that women did, the games they played, the lies they tell, how loud they are and combative and argumentative, and how and when all of that changed, during the feminist movement, because the feminist movement actually
Mhm.
started for white women. It wasn't for black women, and black women just got on board with it. for what it, again, we always like the dangling carrot, the shiny object. We move
Mhm.
towards it all the time. And she started, hipping men up to, this is what women do.
Mm.
ABC kind of gave a breakdown of it, and yeah, men were very appreciative of her for it. They became, what, as they say, awoke when it comes to toxic women and that feminist movement. So yeah, yeah, it was a lot of women pissed off at her. That's for sure.
Right, right. I gotta give a shout outs to my lovely wife, Mrs. M3. How you doing, Mrs. M3?
Doing great. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. Sorry, I'm not in the chat right now. I can't multitask with the phone. Struggle stream.
Well, hi, Mrs. M3. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And I'm so glad you're on this topic because, in the 90s, we were kids and weren't
Hmm.
really in the manosphere or the feminist, So thank you.
Exactly. No problem. Yeah, I mean, none of that, no social media, none of the things that, is perpetuating a lot of things today, but it's basically like she what she spoke of is almost like she spoke prophecy out of her mouth. She come out of the Nation of Islam, and she almost literally spoke prophecy out of her mouth when it came to the black culture and where it was going and where it was headed, all with all the toxicity and everything that was happening in the breakup of the black nucleus family. She predicted it all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't agree with everything that she talked about, um, but I do agree a great deal that it's a team, right? It takes a team. And if we're tearing someone down when they come home, whether it's us being torn down or us tearing someone down, it doesn't build the nucleus. So I do agree with her on that. I don't agree with the fact that, women that talk a lot should be popped upside the head. I didn't agree with that. But yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna get to that part, but when I saw her interview, that was the only thing I did not agree with. I kind of
Yeah.
understood her concept was like, well, rather he maybe pop you, I don't know if it was the head or slap you or something. It's rather that than for him to like knock your teeth out or blacken your eye. It was almost like, well, like, rather it be a little lighter if it's gonna be abuse than to be that heavy beaten down, put you in the hospital type of stuff. I was like, nah, sis,
Yeah,
that
she
part
was
right
like
there, like I
slap
don't agree
instead
with
of
any.
punch, but they were like none. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I agree with none.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But everything else, I was pretty much on point. With just some of the things that she said about the argumentative and the defiance of the black woman once they, became this feminist movement. I want, I can make just as much money as the man and take care of my family and don't need the man, and the value
Hmm.
of the man was less, and this is what the feminist movement, played a major role in.
Yeah. She later wrote a book defining the opposite, right? She was the first book that she did was what black women um, need, or men, this is what you need to know about us. And then she did one, ladies, this is what you need to know about your man, right? She did the second one like years after the first one, a couple years, I think. I haven't read that one yet.
Yeah, I haven't read any of her books. I just, like I said earlier, I just watched the interview that she did talking about the first book that she had written. And yeah, and then how, yeah, of course, the second book was where she got a lot of the pushback.
And she's still alive today. Like she
Can
was
I be
just on,
petty?
hi. She
Hi,
was
can
just
I?
on the what was the guy, Mario? She was just on a relevant right now person, mediocre
Yeah.
tutorials and reviews. She was just on there doing an interview with him.
Hmm. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yes.
Real quick question. I'm sorry. Real quick. Luann, did you have something you wanted to say?
I said I just want to be petty.
You just want to be petty, just be your
Yeah.
usual self.
Yes, sir. Um, a guy that women need, you know, also, I ain't gonna take this lady out. Maybe she has some good stuff that we could learn from. But Sister Soldier taught me everything I need to know about a man.
What's that?
Yeah, who's
Oh
If
Sister
you
yes,
Soldier?
ever
Sister
read
I'm
the
Soldier
book
familiar
was,
though.
called The Coldest Winter Ever,
yeah,
that's
yep,
all
my
we
favorite
that's
book. That's
my
my
favorite book.
favorite book.
That's listen,
Yes.
that tells you. Oh yeah, I want to be all, and I love men. I love men. If there was a word that I could use of how much I love men, I would say that I love men. I'm not here to bash them. Um, at no time I want them to feel like they're kings and they up
Yep.
on top
She
of the
was.
world if that's what they feel
She was
like. But it's not my job to make you feel good about yourself. It's just not. Now, if you're my man and I say, "Oh, baby, I see you crying over there in the corner," yes, let me console you. But guess what? I'm not gearing to keep consoling you every single day, and you're feeling like that. Get up, go talk to someone. Because if it's not me that you could talk to about your sorrows, listen, then go get a counselor. I can't be your counselor, bruh. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Okay, you cannot ask a woman to put that much burden. I mean, put that much on her. No, I'm sorry. So I'm just tired of me. I don't want no crybaby man. If I got to baby you and console, that's just too much. That is too much. That
Oh,
is too
here.
much.
So
And I'm just sick of
okay?
women feeling like they have to do that. Like, yeah, love your man, but damn, do we? Why we got to get on our hands and knees? He's not God.
I don't think we're even asking for that. We're just
Yeah, y'all
asking.
are.
Okay, you still got more you want to say, Luann?
No, I'm done.
Okay, because I was definitely gonna put that timer on there too. I was
I'm
like, oh,
I'm done.
let me
I'm
make sure
done.
I
I'm
wrap
just
her
saying.
up.
Buy the book, Coldest Winter Ever. Okay, then you
Yes,
then
it's a
you
cold
won't
book.
have to Shahrad Ali put her in, and it'll wash her away. Thank you.
Oh, really? Okay,
And
okay.
it's
It
by
is my
Sister
favorite book.
Soldier. Someone
Yeah,
named
it
Sister
is.
Soldier.
Sister
Yeah,
Soldier, The Coldest Winter Ever, the best book any young girl could ever read.
yes, absolutely. It's absolutely my
It's
favorite. And somebody just asked me that the other night. What's my favorite book? And I said the coldest winter ever.
I'm
I
I'm
I
just
went.
I'm just telling you.
Question: Is she still alive?
Yes, she is.
Yeah, honey, they wore Sister Soldier down.
Sister
They
Soldier.
Oh, and
She
is she
black
still?
retired
women,
though.
black
They're about
women
to make
wore
the
her
book
out.
into a. They're
But
about to
black
make a book
people, I should
into a.
say.
They're about to make the book into a movie.
Oh, it's beautiful. But
Yeah.
yeah, they wore out. She got tired of fighting people that looked like her.
Oh
Right.
man.
I mean, one of her last speeches I went to see when she was, saying she was going to retire from being an activist and fighting for her people and all of that, and she was going to become an author. And people were asking her why. She was like, "Because I'm exhausted. I'm tired of fighting people that look like me." She said, and so that was kind of deep. And then she became an author and started writing books.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, because we
You
can
know,
claim
we
like,
know we can exhaust you. We can wear each other down.
Yeah,
well,
we
we act
can.
like we want the truth, and then when the truth
Mhm.
is given to us, we don't want to hear
Exactly.
it.
And
Yeah.
you remember, as much as you used to see her all the time on Donahue, and she would be the only black woman on the platform with those black men, and a lot of them were professors and PhDs, and they would just be up there, just like making her just look like, yeah. Anyway, but
Right.
she
Okay.
And
fought
other,
till
and
she
but
just got exhausted.
she always made them look silly and stupid because she
Right.
Exactly.
always kept her
Right.
composure. She was
Exactly.
young. She was really eloquent in how she communicated, and she never backed down. And she
Right.
came spitting
Yeah.
facts all the time.
And not just
Yeah.
that, she still liked men. It was not a she's still not a male basher. She's just telling you how both sexes can live together.
Wait, you said she's still not a male basher. So wait,
She's
what? She
not
was a
male
No,
former.
bashing.
no, she never
She's
was
Oh,
a
not
okay,
male
male
okay.
bat.
bashing. She is really, she would be compared to the lady that we're talking to, but just in a little bit more, um, uh, more relative. I forgot relevant way. Maybe a
Okay.
little bit more where we can understand. just the life, that some of us have to go through, um, and how men kind of make us feel, and how a man can help us feel powerful, and and vice versa. Her book empowers women and men.
Okay.
It's just an empower it's just a powerful book. I don't know how to explain it. Bloom and Emily, you're gonna have to go to the bookstore or the library. You can
I
even
ordered mine on
or
Amazon,
or you can order
actually.
it on Amazon. That's the
Hmm.
book.
Okay. Hold
I
on.
have the book right now.
Yeah.
That should
Hold
be a
on.
book that you keep.
Real quick. Right. I know First Lady Tammy hasn't got a chance to speak, but we also have Mister. You know.
Oh, sorry.
I was, you know,
Okay.
Dang, man, why you
Sorry.
had to do that? It's all good. Hold on. Go ahead, Tammy. I'm coming in a second. Go ahead, Tammy.
No, I don't really have a lot to say. I mean, I read the book. I think it's a really good book. I think the author's good. Um, I mean, I didn't read the book that Shahrazad Ali wrote. I did watch a video she did, and there were some things she said that I thought were good points, um, because they made sense. So certain things, like her saying that there's some women that don't want to cook, which is a fact. There's some women that do not want to cook, don't want to learn how to cook. There's some women that are like that. That's just a fact.
Right.
One other thing she said in the video was that that black women, they deal with a lot and they have a reason to be angry, and black men don't want to deal with that, so that's why they go to white women. That was something that she said that I said, okay, that sounds like that makes a lot of sense, because black women have a lot. They have a lot of different things to deal with that white women don't. So yeah, when it seems like a black woman is angry, some people don't want to deal with that. They'd rather go somewhere else to not have to deal with that. Um, so yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Like I said, The Coldest Winter Ever is a really good book. I really like the author. I've read the book. Um, but yeah, so I haven't read the Sharad. How do you pronounce her name?
Sharathazar Ali.
Shahrazad
Sharathazar.
Ali.
Sharathazar. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Shahrazad
Like
Ali. I haven't read that book. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Just as far as yeah, sometimes it's best for me, even though I like to talk, to not say certain things, just because I just have a personal opinion about certain things, and
no, it's okay. Like
I think it's a matter of people holding themselves accountable and not focusing on one gender. It's about people holding themselves accountable. I think that women can learn things and men can learn things as well. So yeah, so I think the problem is that there's so much focus on one that we're trying to take the focus off the other. And I just think I think that's not okay. I think because everybody needs to hold themselves accountable, and I think that's part of what the problem is, that people in general don't do that. People in general do not hold themselves accountable, and so when the focus is in one direction, it's taking the focus on the other direction, and I think that's unacceptable, because then that's just to say that one should be hold themselves accountable more than the other, and that's not okay. So, but yeah, so.
well, I know that she does have a second book that says like the black woman's guide to understand the black man
I
as
mean, I
well.
mean, I would want to read. I mean, when I start my book thing next month. By the way, I'm gonna read both of those books. I'm gonna talk about those books because I would like to read them and see what they say, and I want to read both because I want to have the review of one and the other. I feel like it's gonna be a very good discussion if there's both books that are read, just to kind
Hmm.
of compare the two. So that's definitely on the list of books to go over. So that's gonna be good. So.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Before I get to before I continue, I want to give a shout out to all the people that's tuned into the chat. Um, like I said, shout out to Just Kai. Shout outs to Uncut with Daryl Long. Shout outs to Arshawn as well. Definitely good stream last night, Arshawn, with Rico as well. And we have Miss OG Patrice. So thank you for coming in and grace us with your presence, Miss OG Patrice. Shout outs to 100 Watts. Shout outs to um, shout outs to Don Harden. Shout outs to Red Lipstick Vibes, JP, Chris the Bloomin' Ebony. Shout outs to the guy best in the world. Brother of Mr. Twins. I'm just saying. But anyways, shout outs to everybody, including you guys that's in the chat. I'm sorry, in the panel right now. So this is like a topic that I'm definitely learning as we're talking about this. So we're learning as we go. You know what I mean? Um, and we have JP in the building.
My
Salute, Miss
signal's
JP.
slow. Peace, y'all. How's your spirit?
Hey, Auntie, what's going on?
Hey, how's your spirit? Good, all is well.
Thank you guys for having me. Hold on. Let me try to shut some things down. My signal is a bit choppy after being on all day.
JP, I got
Yes.
my list. I got my list.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Every time I get in the car, I got a list. I'm telling you, I'm ready. Y'all not ready for me. Y'all not
All right,
ready.
so I'm gonna see you tomorrow night. I
Yes,
will be live.
yes.
You're gonna
Okay.
have your theme
And I
songs
got my
together.
list. Okay.
Okay, in case y'all don't know what she's talking about, I do theme songs on my channel, JP the Aspiring Matriarch, and my goal is just to bring Black folks together so that we can build a better community, a different community, and move forward. But I do it through asking you how your spirit is, and then listening to your theme song and understanding what you're going through in that time. But some of the folks on this panel have come through and not been prepared with their theme song. So now apparently we packing together lists to be ready anytime they pull up or anytime they see that I'm live. So that's it. But thank y'all so much for having me. I just want to say that I have been promising and promising. I was here for a brief moment last night, but I want to make sure that I show up and show you all support and love. Let me turn the light on so you can see me. I know that's a big thing. Ta-da!
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of theme songs, Avenue! I am here. Yes, I am here. I am here. What's going on, everybody? I am here.
Mercy.
Yes, let's get this going. Let's go.
Let's go, Mr. 84. Salute, salute.
Thank you. What's the number one question of three? Let's get it.
All right. So we was at actually you could answer number one, Mr. Is Shirazar Ali's critique of black women accurate?
Whoa. Okay. Matter of fact, you know me. I'm always passing to the ladies first. So, ladies, y'all go because I'm gonna have a whole lot to say about this. Y'all already know.
Hold on.
You muted.
I don't think that's fair. He asked you first, sir.
No,
Yeah, I gotta respect the women. I gotta respect y'all. Definitely.
Okay, so I'll start there.
Mm-hmm.
I read both books, actually three. She wrote the one for women, the one for men, and if I'm not mistaken, she also wrote How Not to Eat Pork.
The one about pigs. Yeah. Yeah.
They're great books. And for what they were at the language was necessary at the time. So I don't knock her for it. Was she accurate? I think that she was. The language was necessary, right? We're talking about a time when we were also calling a particular subset of people the devil word. We were talking about a time when people needed to know their power and their strength. And so putting it in these very sometimes shameful words was a thing of the time. What we have to do as people, thinking, cognizant people, just like with the other books that are out there, be able to move to grasp the message and move it forward without taking the language and being so bothered.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Okay. Take a message about being bothered. Okay. So basically it's like learn how to hear the message without the offense getting offended, basically.
Yes.
Okay. Mrs. M3, what's your thoughts for number one?
So just in anything like with the language, if we were to take out the word black and just put unsubmissive woman, regardless of the color, I think
Mhm.
that her book is spot on for any woman that's not submissive. Because that's basically what she was talking about. But she came from a lens, a community looking at being married to African American man, not a white man, not a different, being an African American woman. So she's using the lens where she was born and bred in. Um, but it's accurate for anyone that's not, you know, um, you you have a friendship, you build a connection, you're building a home, and all of a sudden one day, everything that comes your way, you're saying no, 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 no. We're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do it my way. Um, it breaks down the family. It breaks down the home. I'm working now, so you can cook. I'm doing this, so you can do that. Like when there's a breakdown of teamwork, you know, whatever that looks like in whatever couple, because some couples, the dad is the stay-at-home father, not the mom, you know, however it looks for your dynamic, if you're saying no to what you built, then you're tearing it down. And I believe that's accurate.
Okay, okay. Um, first Lady Tammy, what's your thoughts on number one?
I mean, I like what Mrs. M3 said as far as it's interesting because I feel like when you only see with a certain lens, you only look at that and you don't see anything else. So I feel like it is a one. It is not necessarily um, the black. It's just women, and like Mrs. M3 said, unsubmissive women, and you can be unsubmissive and not be black. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
you it's not just just some black women that are like that. There
Thank
are other
you.
women too.
Thank you.
So the thing about so the focus on that is I think where I have the pushback because it's like, okay, so are we just trying to say that it's black women that are the only ones doing it? I mean, if you only deal with black women, that may be what you see, but let's not take away the fact that there are women that are not black that are unsubmissive. So so yeah, so I like what Mrs. M3 said, you know, is yeah. So I like what Mrs. M3 said. I agree with her. Nice job, Mrs. M3. Nice job.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
that just
I
comes
agree.
from Miss J Pam. You were spot on when you said that. You know, if we remove the language of that day and only focus on what is the overall message, then you get it. You understand.
Yeah. Now, Tammy, I do agree with you. Like this is not a black woman
Mhm.
exclusive. Like, all women of nationalities can be unsubmissive, or non-submissive, however you want to call it. And all women of different nationalities can be submissive.
And that's
What
the
red
thing is,
lipsticks? Wait,
well, you know, that's the
what
thing is like
hmm?
we've talked before about just the fact that some people don't understand what it means to be submissive, and then because they have this negative idea of what it means to be submissive. So I think that's part of what the problem is, that when you hear it, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to be submissive. I'm not going to be that. But you have to understand what it means to be submissive to know if you're willing to do that. Because for the right man who's doing the right things and leading the right way,
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
I mean, it's probably not going to be a problem. It's
I,
probably not going to be a problem.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the
I think
pushback because. Uh,
I
well,
think
well, uh,
may I just say
oh,
something right quick?
go ahead, Miss Ordeepa,
I,
please.
I I think that um, we during that time we have to realize that she was talking to her people, her race of
Hmm.
people only. She come from the Muslim community, and they do not, that was not they vibe. Her concern was her people, the black women in her community, her audience. So and sometimes because people don't speak in the delicacy that we might always want to hear it with the delicate ear, we can take offense to the tone or the texture in which it's being said. But sometimes I believe, in my humble opinion, that things need to be said brutally honest, and it stings a little. And it was just what she wanted her race of people, female women and men, to know. When she wrote the book for the black men, that's what she wanted the black man to know. When she spoke to the black women, that's what she wanted the black women to know. So it was only for her people and her audience. And so when we focusing only on our people, we should not even add any other races of people in it in the first place, because she's her concern is her people. And I think that if we go too far
Yes.
left with it, we'll miss the mark of what she was really saying to her people, to her audience.
Thank you, Miss Audrey Patrice. That's where I was coming from. That's why I was just about to say that to First Lady Tammy, to make that slight correction, because although I agree as far as all women of different nationalities, but however, she's reaching out to a particular target audience. And if her target audience is for black people, then she's gonna talk about black exclusively for black women and for black men. Miss Petty, what's your thoughts for the number one question? It's a critique.
Thank
You
you,
want
Buzz
to
Royale, for
Um,
that.
since I haven't really paid attention to this lady here, I will just speak in general. Um, I I think it's okay for elder women to tell us younger women how to or what some ways to conduct ourselves. I think that's healthy critique. Um, I agree with Tammy and Miss M3, just about what they say about what, everything that they just said. And I just wanted to add on is I feel it is healthy, but once it goes to where we must do this and we must do this to be the perfect person or the perfect wife or the perfect, just to be in this perfect relationship, I think that doesn't make any sense to me as of yet. So I'm not saying, I know someone says something about submissive. I'm not. I told someone before that you can, as a woman, you can change your mind at any time, of how you feel and different views. And I would agree with Miss First Lady Tammy, if the man is worthy enough to be submissive to, because he has to be able to take care of you for you to be wanting to be submissive. But just talking to a male friend of mine, about some of these issues, and something that he said clicked to me. So, and coming from a male, I think it's a little different, because you can hear their point of view of how they view women. So, but a woman critiquing you is probably, like some women here just said, might be a little hard to swallow. But I think if she's an elder woman, it could be a little easier, because she'll say it more gentle. I don't think people listen to you if you are coming at them hardcore and rough, because they're not taking it at that moment. They're taking it as disrespect, or you're trying to say something wrong to them. So I think if your approach and the way you say things, um, can get you better results.
Okay, okay. That I do agree. It the message depends on not what you say, but I think is how you say it, basically. Um, Queen 2K, what's your thoughts for number one? Uh, Queen, can you hear us?
Oh, and by the way, I
Yeah.
can cook and I love to cook. So I don't. Tammy told me a little bit about her saying that women don't cook, but I love to cook. That right there. Oh, my man will be fed. That part, that's just what you do.
Okay, okay.
But no book had to tell me that. My mama told me that. No book.
All right. Well, I expect for a nice home cooked meal to be delivered through Amazon to my place,
You
and then
got
I will be
what
the
the
judge to
fuck?
say if you could cook or not.
You know what, Mario? I'm finna send you something. You got it. I'm gonna Amazon it to you. Watch me on everything.
All
On
right.
everything, because don't ever try to come for me on the platform. I can get down
Um,
in the kitchen.
I'll just
Okay.
say this as a as a mother of modern men, I taught my sons how to cook, clean, and do all them things for themselves. So young ladies these days got to step their game up. It's not gonna be
Mm.
enough for you to be able to make fresh biscuits because my baby can too.
Oh, sure.
Oh.
Okay. But see, I don't know how to make fresh biscuits, so he can teach me. Okay.
That hey,
I want to,
and,
you know what I'm saying?
and in order for
Teach
him to
me.
teach you, you got to be willing to learn, right? See, that's
You
the
know,
thing.
right. Right. I'll sit in the kitchen
Wow.
and learn how to make some fresh biscuits now.
Yeah.
You turn around.
See, it's more to it besides the kitchen. It's character building. Queen, I'm glad
Yeah.
that you're back. What?
Sorry, I
Hmm?
was Anyway,
And shout out to Buzz Royale CR. Thank you for tuning in on Twitch.
Yeah, shout out
Okay,
to both of
Queen.
y'all.
What's your
what's
thoughts
up?
for number one? Do you think her critique of black women are accurate?
Um, I don't know her critiques in depth, but I think any black woman can critique black women because we know how we are.
Right.
But I think it's a balance, you know. Um, but I like what JP said about remembering the time in which this was written or when she came into outside and speaking her what she wanted to speak about. So excuse me. Yeah, I do believe that it's truths and it's you let the rest pass.
Okay. All right. Very nice, Queen. All right, Mister. You know. What are your thoughts for number one?
Yes. Okay, yes, it is. This is the Queen Mother. You know what I'm saying? She laid it down. You know what I mean? I definitely respect her. You know what I mean? Everything she say, man, I take it in. Everything she say. You know, and she just basically is just a guide, man. Like I've never seen a woman, that can just speak so profoundly and so accurately about our experience. Like it's just spot on. Like when I heard her speak, I was like, yo, like she got it. This is it. She is the one. You know what I mean? So yes, it is correct. She's spot on. She's letting it be known. And she's taking it from a historical principle, from all principles of life. Like she just speaks on it. It's clear, it's concise. You know what I mean? And it's filled with just love and just direction. You know what I mean? Which is definitely needed. You know what I mean? It's definitely needed nowadays, especially for our women and for our men too. So I like how she had a guide for both of us
Yeah.
to kind of know each other and to build those bonds. You know what I mean? We need more of that for real.
Mm-hmm.
Her enemies of the time have gone by the wayside. Iyanla Van Zant used to talk bad about her. Oprah used to talk bad about her. Bunch of folks used to talk bad about her. And now look at her. You got to think about it. My thing is, if you think that what I have to say is something special, don't let what's happening to her right now with the KSs of the world be the thing that happens to me. If I write a book, don't let no man put his name on top of it. Understand? You understand
Yeah.
that part?
Yeah, don't let him like man stamp your book, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
No, I get you though. That's funny though. But yeah,
And
we
just
have
to
this.
note,
Oh, go ahead, Miss
and
Patrice.
just to know that it was like something she foresaw happening down through the generations, and now 30 years later, and here we are with a lot of the younger generation, which are now your millennials, your Ys, and your Zs, that have basically that kind of mindset with modern women. She foresaw that because when she wrote the book in the 80s, that was the generation of the Generation X, who had the babies, who are the millennials, and now some of the Ys and the Zs, a younger generation. And she started to see it spiral per those generations. She it's like she foresaw that because we are there now. Domestic violence has went up. The generations now, a lot of these younger generation women don't want to cook or don't know how to cook. And I'm not saying all, but some. So I want to be clear with that. And it's because they generation X mothers were single moms more than likely, not instilling into those younger generation of women on how to do the very things that she's saying now is almost a detriment to the Black community right now. So to know that you can write a book 30 years ago and it almost hits the head on the nail on the head. Thank you, tongue twister. You know, it's just almost uncanny to me. Even though I don't agree with the statement of the like me and Miss M3 about the domestic violence part of it, but look, it's worse than what she even predicted in her book. Because she said, I would rather the man hit with an open hand or hit you up there. But look what they're actually doing to the younger generation of Black. They're deleting them off the face of the earth. They are doing worse. So, you know, being cognizant of that, yeah, again, it was a spiral that she saw happening from that Generation X on. Because remember that Generation X through the 80s, that was the crack era. That's when a lot of things started to deteriorate in the Black community. And it just went spiral downhill from there.
Hold on for a second. I gotta give a good shout outs to Mr. Daryl Long. How you doing, my brother?
Awesome.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? See a lot of pretty people here today. A lot of nice looking people here tonight.
What's going on, bro? What's going on?
We talking about Shahrazad, correct?
Right, right. Even though the main title is "What Can Women Learn from Mr. Shirazar Ali?" We
Yep,
was just at
Shahrazad.
wrap up the first question: Is Shirazar Ali's critique of Black women accurate?
That's a good one. That's a really good one. I had that book. I'm assuming you're talking about The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman.
Yes.
That book is very harsh. Very harsh. Is it honest? In a lot of ways, yes. In a few different ways, not as quite, right? I think the only thing that she really got pushed back on was the way to handle the abuse part, right? If anybody actually read the book, she got halfway through the book where she listed different ways that men can handle situations when their woman is being out of hand. And one of the things that she listed was a nice backhand to the mouth. That brought her a lot of controversy, right? Most people even sensationalize that part of the book so that the rest of the book would be ignored. I will say this though about Shahrazad. I absolutely love Shahrazad because she has really spoken up for Black men, period. And before I really start meeting people like JPs of the world, Queen, OG Patrice, Shahrazad was the only person, in my opinion, that I had ever seen speak up for Black men in the way that Black men need to be spoken up for. And let me be more specific about that. When she said that Black men can be better if we have Black women, not just be more submissive, but really believe in our vision more. That was something that I talked about earlier with on my panel is not Michael B. Jordan, but Ryan Coogler, right? Ryan Coogler was poor as fuck to the point where he couldn't even afford a fucking computer. His wife bought a computer. He started writing movies. Now you guys know his movies. You guys seen Black Panther. You guys have seen Creed. You guys have seen Fruitvale Station. Especially you guys like you Mr. M3, you out there in Oakland, so you know about the BART.
Oh yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So the fact that many women, in my opinion, they just really don't support Black men until we get to a point where we can support ourselves and support them. That's when it's over. Oh, my bad,
M3. Oh, you just now read the chat, huh?
Oh man, no, I'm not reading the chat. I see I saw her avatar. I was like, oh shit, I fucked up.
Now you good. You know, I got like an inside joke, which I know you will be able to relate, but I'll say that privately.
I think I know where you're going with this one. I
Yeah,
think I
but
know where you're going. Shout out to the dirty pastor.
But
Oh
yeah, go ahead.
damn.
Y'all don't have the same issues. Y'all do not have the same issues. Let me say that right now. Hello, Mrs. M3. I did not see that your name was Mrs. M3. I apologize for my
Good
behind stage.
evening. Welcome. No worries.
You, hey, you good? The chat like, what the hell are you talking about? You good, man?
He ain't good. I'ma tell it all. Y'all know
Oh, come on.
I loved what?
No,
I've
Auntie,
been
no,
trying
no,
to
Auntie, no.
No.
I've been messing with with Cuzzo for how long now about caping for Coochie? Soon as he saw that pretty face, he was like, "Oh Lord, what's her name? Where she come from? What I gotta?" And now look at you, blushing because you got to say, "I'm sorry." Lord have mercy. Cheering, cheering,
We
cheering.
here now. I said what I said and I meant it. You know what I'm saying? But
Lusting after somebody's wife.
yes, I was. Yes, I was. I'm embarrassed
see,
now,
see,
No,
but
wait, no.
see, I was trying to sweep it under the rug, man. Like,
No,
kind of.
why? This is the
Why y'all
man
gotta air
who
him
will
out like that? Damn.
because he will light a flame under the dirty pastor and everybody around him. Why can't you air him out from time to time? Somebody got to hold him accountable. Otherwise, he thinks he's God.
no, if she looked like the dirty pastor wife, put me below. Put me below. I want to be next to Queen or next to Mr. Best. You know what I'm saying? But it's the opposite. And shout out to M3. You know what I'm saying? You earned 10 more stripes right tonight, fucking with me.
What do you
Well,
mean?
you
Shout
know
out
they
to
gotta
Mrs.
hide my.
M3 is what that sounds like. Shout out to you. Kudos to you, sister. Your DNA. Beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you. You guys made my night. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, you even got her blushing too. All right, let me stop. Let me stop. All right, cool. Daryl, was you still talking, or like, are you ready for the next question?
Yeah. We good. Next question.
Okay. Oh wait, hold on. I don't, well, Mister. Did I get your point of view?
Oh yeah, I knew you did. I was before that. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure because we have like a lot of people in there now. So
Oh, I'm straight. I'm straight. You know me. I come in when I come in.
all right, that's what's up, man. You know how we roll. Okay, so what factors had led to Shirazar Ali's view of black women? You know, Go ahead, Daryl. I'm gonna let you go first on this one.
Before we go, have you all seen her hour interview with Raven Geary and a few of the different times that she had a chance to speak?
For me, I have not.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it.
I
Yeah, I
saw
watched
with
it
MTR and I've seen
plenty
it
of
30
times.
years.
No.
I watched that interview with MTR as well, but the interview I'm talking about, JP, that was filmed in 1991 with a woman named Raven Geary, and I love that interview the most because when she did the TV circus, that's when she was attacked more, and she was put on panels with people who exactly OG. She was put on panels with people who directly thought differently from her, whatever, to sensationalize an argument. But I will say this. What led to Shahrazad feeling the way she felt was watching black families go through what they were going through. So when she says certain stuff like black women who are like, especially today, right? The modern online call Kevin Samuel show type woman, these women are expecting black men to come to them with 6-figure salaries, abs, 3 arms in their pants. You get what I'm saying? Like they expect them to really be doing stuff that traditionally we know black men are not capable of. The average black family, statistically, not black man or black woman, the black family together statistically makes about $50,000 a year. So black women know this. Black women have access to this knowledge. Why are all black women, racing for lawyers, doctors, blah, 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 blah. That was one of her points. The next point is with black men. Black men are 80% of all suicides in the black community. At that time in 1991, they was basically fresh out of the crack epidemic. You get what I'm saying? So she saw the black family go from, how me and JP would talk about at one point in time, everybody married, all community, you go outside, everybody know each other. 3, 4 blocks, everybody know each other. Not today. It's not like that. She saw the tear down of the black family, which led to the tear down of the black community. And now look where we are, right? Where you got people like me. It's hard for me to I mean, you guys saw what I went through online. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to believe in God all the time because of the Christians I've dealt with. It's hard for me to believe in the institution of marriage because of a lot of different stuff, from seeing men get online talking about, the Amber Roses of the world more than their wives, to men getting online like the dirty pastor, flirting with other women, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And even right now, I just got off Jim Page and we was talking about Russell Wilson. Look at how Russell Wilson is treated in the community. He's a simp. He's a beta. He's this. He's that. We're talking about a man who took a black woman who had children by another black man who was not even taking care of those children. He took this woman, married her, and has loved her unconditionally since. Right? But look how he is treated, and look at how he is not pedestalized the way that we pedestalize, even myself. I talked to JP. I pedestalized people like Big Meech and Terry. They weren't known for marrying women, right? So I just think that where she came from, and she saw one version of the community, and then she saw another one, the one that we know now. I think that led to her pushing that statement over and over and over and over and over again. That's my opinion.
All right, no, I appreciate that, and I'm glad that you brought up Russell Wilson and Sierra, because it's like, for a black man, it's like, you're damn if you do and you damn if you don't, and it's like, I mean, we're not here to please anybody, but it just shows like how our views are. We look at people who are simps for marrying women, taking on their kids by another man, trying to raise them up to be, um, you know, strong black men, because the fathers are not in the picture. So it's like, I feel like it's a contradiction, especially within the manosphere community, because the way how they look at things is like, you want to try to build up strong men, but it takes men to raise men. That's what I always believe. But if you have young children in these unfortunate circumstances where the real father are not around, not present for whatever reason, and someone's really trying to take the initiative to raise them to be their own, and you're doing a good job about it, how does that make you a simp? Now, I always try to break this down. If you really want to know what a simp is really a person that paralyzes women in hopes to, get into a relationship with her, to sleep with her, knowing damn well that she's never going to even take you in. And you're still doing all these, nonchalant type of things to try to win her over. Now, I could probably say, like, yeah, you're simping and doing whatever. But if you're already in that committed relationship and she already accepted you, I can't see how loving her is equating to simping. But I digress.
But pardon me for just a second. I just need to say something. I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
that Miss Bloom and Ebony down there, we're gonna have to talk. This is the second fella I hang out with that you over here flirting with, lady. We're gonna talk about that later.
She
Now
fine
back
as fuck
to it.
too.
See, all these it's really not you, sisters. These thirsty brothers that I be hanging out with. I be trying to find them some respectable women. You see how these YouTube streets are. Here we are. Anyway, let me say, I'm sorry, y'all.
JP was right. If I see a pretty girl, I'm gonna say something. And I already
Same.
tried to shoot my shot at Bloomin' months ago. I invited her to my page, et cetera, et cetera. Shout out to Bloomin'. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying nothing else about Lady M3. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here to have a conversation.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so let me just say this. One, the thing with Russell Wilson and Sierra is that she doesn't show him the respect that he deserves for being the stepfather that he is. Um, I I tell my story. I am one of three girls. Each of us has a different father, but only one of us calls one man. All three of us call one man daddy. You understand? That man was there to spank us, to hug us, to care for us, to make sure we got our homework done, to do all of those things. And my mother made sure that we respected him for that. Even when we were big and in our britches talking about how we had to respect him because you ain't my daddy. Really? Real talk, this man then took you all the way across the water to Germany, and you're learning new languages and new things, and you're disrespecting him. In Sierra's case, she out here dropping it like it's hot, half naked for the world to see. Baby girl, sometimes it's time for you to let some things go. You understand? That's the problem. It's not so much that because what Sister Shahrazad Ali would say is the men of the time and the men of her culture wouldn't accept a wife like her in the first place. What I would say to that is you don't have to marry a woman in order to make sure that her children grow to be solid people. You ain't got to bed nobody to help children be better. I'm done.
I think that a lot of what happened, and I do agree with you, JP. We wild in the private chat. Anyway, listen, because I was about to say some wild shit. I'm just gonna delete that comment real quick. Anyway, with with Russell Wilson, I feel like what happens is a lot of people project how they feel into their relationship. Like I was just on the panel, and the brother was like, you know, he had simp, he had beta, his football stats been garbage, and I would never do this, I would never do that. Yeah, you might not, but he is. You might not. You get what I'm saying? I've been to strip clubs, and I like it's people in there with their wives, and it's certain people are like, yeah, I would never take my wife in this environment. Okay, what the fuck they got to do with what they're doing, right? So what I find, you know, even with what's the couple name, Will Smith and Jada, for years, people have speculated that they were an open relationship. They had these sexual different things all the time. But at the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, what one person, what's the right terminology? It's different strokes for different folks, right? It's different strokes for different folks. And I think with Russell, he is man enough to not really give a fuck about those things. But I want to go back to Shahrazad. Shahrazad, again, in my opinion, saw what a lot of the older people complain about today, and younger people. You know, younger men want women who are submissive, et cetera, et cetera. But we're not really raised the way we should be raised. That's in my humble opinion. You get what I'm saying? I'm so distracted by these three-leg conversations in the back. But in all honesty, for example, you guys are from Oakland. I talk about Dr. Huey P. Newton all the time and how that movement started in Oakland. We don't have anything like that. So she saw real men supporting the community, and then just it's a downfall now. It's a major downfall. And you have men like myself, right? On one hand, I can be like some people would say Malcolm X. You guys will hear me on one video, go black women, go black people. And then I'm talking about people who happen to be enemies, right? And we don't even got to go down that lane. I know some of y'all here friends with people like E Black, but y'all know what happened between me and E Black. Y'all know how I treated him and Lynetta for that, for that matter. And at the end of the day, I'm very apologetic about those things now, but at the time I was not. You know what I'm saying? M3 wife, she was not. So at the end of the day, what I did was I said, yeah, I got to grow the fuck up. But you know what could have happened? Maybe in my mind, because I don't know. In my mind, if we had more people listening to Shahrazad Ali's and they was really making examples and helping young black men, I might be the person that JP want me to be 10 years from now today. I might be able to see ladies like, you know what I'm saying, any ladies, not just this particular wife, and learn how to keep my fucking mouth closed instead of saying, you know what? How you doing today? You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we have no discipline. Shahrazad Ali said that people are scared to come speak to the young black people. And that's a major thing that I talk about online. We get online and we talk about Pookie and Ray Rays. Every goddamn night, you can find 3 or 4 channels, Pookie and Ray Rays. And thanks to Fresh and Fit, Shaniqua's now. Fucking ridiculous. But these people are doing nothing at all to change the circumstances and the conditions that Pookie and Ray Rays grow up in. JP and I had the same conversation all the time. You don't want Big Meech and Terry out here? Remember, those young men start selling drugs at 15 years old. And before that, they was two young boys growing up in a household making fucking syrup sandwiches and cutting it in half because that's how they had to survive. And then when they got enough money to do whatever, they did whatever. And they kept doing it and they gonna keep doing it. I just think we need a community of real solid people because my generation, let's be honest, is going to shit. We don't have no morals. We don't care. And that's why, I get a call from Mr. Best in the World. Man, that video was crazy. I think you should take it down still though. You went too goddamn far. JP, hey, don't talk about E Black again. You went too goddamn far. Even when the conversation me and Queen had last time I was on this platform about accountability. If we had more people like that, I really think we all would be better, but we do not. And that's all Shahrazad really wanted. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe I have my own wife to flirt with.
Queen, what you think about that? The accountability part. Since you have took action on teaching the art of accountability. What's your thoughts on that?
Um, I just think life is too short. I'm not gonna get caught up in the fake apologies, fake humility. I ain't got time. Pass me with the bullshit. That's my motto this year. I see you and pass me with the bullshit. I'm gonna call you out. Like I think we just need to call it what it is. A spade is a spade, a heart is a heart. Keep it moving. Own it. That's all I want anyone to ever do. I'm not gonna go in depth with the E Black thing. I just wanted him to own it. Don't talk about a situation and make it seem like you talking about it as if you're observing it. Talk about it because you partook in it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to talk about being if this is what I did, being an alcoholic and say, oh, you have to be mindful, you have to know your limit, you can't run to and knowing that I was in AA 6 times. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna talk about it from my experience with it. That's not my issue, but I'm using that as an example. Talk about it from your standpoint, own what you did and keep the rest pushing. I think we need to hold each other accountable. And at the end of the day, there's no lost love for any of these young men. I think they're both awesome in their own way. But,
Yeah.
I just think it's sad when you talk about it, you're like, oh yeah, I think beef is whack and I think people need to be more and you part of it. Like shut up. Do you not know what you just did 5 minutes ago? Like come on, like I don't know. It's kind of like that friend that's with you, knowing you look a hot mess and telling you, "Oh, girl, you look good." You know what I mean? You got a mirror. You
Right.
ain't my friend. Come on, like let's pass me with the BS. I'm good. Like you know. So yeah, I just think we just need to just start telling each other the truth. And there's a way to tell it. I don't have. I was trying to be as gentle as possible. But even with that, it was still like, what? What? You speaking in riddles, dude. Like, this ain't no nursery rhyme. You know,
Right,
keep it
right.
100. Shut
All
up,
fact.
because then you be the first one to say, oh, I keep it 100, 10 toes down, blah, blah, no cap. And you the main one wearing all the caps. What's the hat store? What's one of the famous hat
Lids.
stores?
Lids.
There you go. You own the chain of lids.
Okay, okay.
One thing I want to say about
Okay.
Shahrazad too, that's a historical fact is I think from 1989 to 1992, her book was the number one selling book of all books. And on top of that, even more importantly, it really got black men reading. Like, when was the last time y'all saw young black men really reading the same fucking book, talking about stuff that was actually going to benefit their community? That book was before Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff, and people would have it on the bus stops and everything like that. I have that book to this day. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I really, 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 really appreciated Shahrazad making the book, and I think that's something that we you all definitely should read on. I'm gonna make sure I get in touch with M3 and Mr. Best so we can do a reaction, and maybe you, JP, if you want to be on it, we can do a reaction to her video with Raven Geary because I think that is the best video online to watch about Shahrazad. I know
The
her name
link
is
to it
hard to
is in the
say.
chat. It's at the
Oh,
beginning in the chat in the live.
perfect. Thank you, Lady M3. Um, I think that Shahrazad was somebody that you have to really read her book, watch what she says, and then watch everybody around her. And as far as I'm gonna say one more thing before I get out of here, Shahrazad was a devoted member of the Nation of Islam. She had direct ties to Minister Farrakhan. So a
Mm.
lot of those different values, and JP can speak to that, being a former member of Islam as well. Some of those values pour into her book and pour into her morals about how she wished black men operated. She wished men were more
Come on,
militant.
mama.
You know what I mean? They had more. JP, correct me if I'm wrong, but they still have that group, the Fruit of Islam, right?
Yes.
So the Fruit of Islam is extremely, extremely militant. And when you grow up around men like that who are going to tell you, wife, this is what I want, this is what you are, blah 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 blah. Everything is clear cut. That's how they were in my opinion. That's how they established that community, and it's still strong to this day. You never see a woman in the Nation of Islam twerking. You would never see it. You would never see somebody in the Nation of Islam behaving on some coonery, buffoonery. They don't do that.
Okay.
I mean, in
Okay.
my opinion, JP, I know you have some opposition. I know you got some smoke for them. You know what I'm saying? Crimson Cure, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm gonna leave that all up to you, and I'm gonna just listen. I'm about to fall back. I'll be right back. M3. I'm gonna come back up in about 15 minutes.
No problem. Thank you
Peace,
for tuning
cousin.
in.
And thank you to all the beautiful ladies here. Shout out to the blooming ebony. If you're watching, thank you. Red lipsticks vibe, thank you. Peace, guys.
She said, yes, they
Bye.
are. All right. All right. Peace there.
Peace, family.
All right.
Y'all brought the
OG.
wrong ones.
Yeah. OG Patrice. Actually, let me get to if y'all don't mind if I jump to the number 3 question. Um is Shirazar Ali the standard for black women? And OG Patrice, I'll start off with you. Then Tammy, you could go next, and then we'll get down to like Luann.
Okay, thank you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I believe Shirazi Ali is the standard for what the traditional woman stood for.
Okay.
She's from my time, so I was definitely brought up traditional. Even though she was Muslim or is Muslim, she's still a traditional woman with hold those traditional values, morals, scruples, standards, integrity. We come from that era, and I would say that definitely she's the standard of that. We don't see it much these days because of the generation that's now. So a lot of that has kind of flew out the window in our culture, in our communities, because it's more about the modern woman now. There's a few younger generation of traditional women that are left in the world. I don't want to say all, so when I say something, please don't take it as a all. Um, there's some out here, but we definitely could use more. So I'd say she was the standard back then of the generation that I come up in, and as we get older, we still keep our traditional values. We still hold them, because it was embedded in our DNA, so to speak. So I would, that, in my humble opinion, and I would also say that when somebody tell their truth, or say what they need to say about someone, to some it's not going to be pretty. To some, they can take the harsh criticism. I can take either side. I don't have a problem with it. I'm pretty tough cookie, so I'm not easily offended by someone that's a little bit harsher, like Darrell's. Even though, yeah, delivery ain't always pretty, but I don't get offended to that point. So there should be both sides because sometimes somebody need to hear it hard. It don't need to be so cookie cut sometimes for people. And the ones that ears can't take the cookie cut straight up, no chaser, then they go with the people that speak delicately to them if their ears can't take that. But I believe it should be an equilibrium of both.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree. Um, let me see. First Lady Tammy, what's your thoughts?
I'm, I don't believe in labels, so and I just I really don't know enough about her to make that statement. So I don't want to say yes,
Mhm.
just because somebody else says yes. I feel like I want to know more about her for me to make a statement that I'm comfortable with. Um, so yeah, so I can't say yes and I can't say no. What I will say, like I said, is that I would rather learn more about her to see if I truly would feel that way. Um, so yeah, so that's pretty much all I can say. I can't say she's the standard. I can say she's not the standard. What I can say is when I learn more about her and what she stands for and everything she says, then I better be able to make that determination. So
Okay, okay. Well, is there any woman that you personally know that you could say like in your own thoughts? If it's not
no,
Shirazar, nope.
no, I don't. There's not. I mean, there's a lot of women that I say like celebrities that a lot of people just absolutely love, and I personally don't. Um, so there isn't anyone who I can just say, oh yeah, I definitely think that's the person is. There's not any one person I could say that I would say is a standard for Black women. There's not anybody that I can, off the top of my head, that I can think of. Um, so yeah, so there isn't anybody I would put in that category. And like I said, as far as her, I mean, it's a possibility, but to make that determination when I don't really know enough about her to say that, I don't think that's what I'm comfortable with doing. So
Okay. I
Um,
want to. Oh, I'm sorry. Real quick, JP.
just
I want to give a warm welcome to Miss Mary, April Carter, and Caprice. Thank you, ladies, for tuning into the chat. Feel free to get the likes up. Thank you so much. All right, go ahead, JP.
well, I think that one of the things that we talk about all the time is that black women aren't on a monolith. So Shahrazad Ali would not be a standard for anything. That's not fair to put on her or to put on other women. Um, and if we're looking for any type of standard, why wouldn't we be looking much closer to home than a celebrity of any sort, right? I mean, you've got mothers who exemplify on a regular basis what it is to be an upstanding woman in their community. You've got men who are out here. Donating to their community in ways that they don't even have children of their own, but they're willing to give back. And we just aren't shining a light on that. And I think that that's one of the things that just the way that we word a question. Sometimes I understand from a media perspective, we do one thing. When having conversations, we do another. But when we're talking about solutions, we definitely need to make sure that we assess what we're asking in the first place. And this isn't a solution. This is setting women up to be pedestalized in the way that the gynocracy has taken full control and run with that narrative that black women are supposed to be running everything. We got folks out here talking about how Lilith and this and it goes down rabbit holes that I'm just not. I could go there, but I don't want to. At the end of the day, I'm just wanted to be able to say, listen, no one's a monolith. No one is the best example of what it is to be anything. You're the best example of what it is to be you. And in that moment, 15 seconds from now, you're going to be a different version of you, whether you understand that or not. We got to start to remember that. Worry about us and not other people being examples for us.
JP, I just had to say I appreciate a lot of the things that you said
Right.
today.
Yes.
I just want to let you know that I really do appreciate your perspective. I
Yes.
really do. So
Yes.
I just want to
Yes.
give you your flowers because I truly appreciate your perspective. I do. So thank you.
And
I appreciate
I really actually second that because it's like you took the words from my brain that I probably couldn't articulate as good. Um, and so yes, yeah. I mean, and I also agree with you, Tammy, because I don't know the lady, and so I think it's good to be inspired by someone. Um, that's all we always have our inspirations in someone who we feel like inspires us. So if that's the case, yeah, I'll say a whole lot of women inspire me. Betty White, she was one. So but that doesn't mean that I will put her on a pedestal. And so yeah,
And that's the thing is like I feel like when you put somebody on a pedestal to fit this certain standard,
all right,
that comes with expectations.
right.
And in general, expectations are just not good to put on somebody who didn't ask for that. I mean, yeah. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and she'll
They
tell
give
you
they
herself
the
in the
crazy. Oh, I'm
interviews.
sorry.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. It's fine.
In the interviews, Shahrazad Ali says it herself. She's a person that changed to become who she was, and she went through some stuff in her relationships to discover the things that she wrote about in her books. So she doesn't like even hold herself as the standard to all women. She's just like, you know, I learned and I want to share. So,
Okay. Did I miss anyone?
I
Did
don't
I
think
get to
Queen
you?
said
I
anything
think
yet.
Queen.
Oh, sorry, Queen. Do you think
Well,
Shirazar Ali is the standard for black women?
no woman is a standard for a black woman. I'm my own standard.
Right. Queen, preach, girl.
Ain't
Oh, I
nobody,
love
you
you.
know what I mean? Like I can learn from my ancestors. I can learn from my grandmothers, my aunties, my cousins, my sisters. But I'm my own standard, and I will never look for anyone else to be my standard because that's an idol, and I don't worship idols. So no,
Mm.
I
Okay.
And I think
She
I think that
is
women
I
get
think
focusing.
stuck
maybe
on that. They get
She
stuck
is
I
on
think
focusing.
I
maybe
I
it
gotta
should have
thank
prove
you
been
for
it.
worded.
speaking up.
It should have been worded
Yeah.
differently because that's what I didn't interpret it that way. I was just saying that we had women like her come into the community that we looked up to. Basically, it's not an
So so
idolization.
but
It's
when
like the
yeah,
Michelle Obamas of the world. It's like the Betty Whites of the world. It's like your mothers of the world, your grandmothers. It wasn't a point of putting her on a pedestal. It was just that I saw women like her that set the standard. Women
mm,
like her that set the
but
standard. So not
but
idolizing. So I think he could have
even
worded it
setting a
differently.
standard, even setting a standard, it's not my standard. It's
Right.
your standard. It's
Right.
Right.
something I
And I
can learn
understand
for.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
That's why I said
I
it
have
may
a
have been your
little,
mother or your grandmother or
yeah,
something. Somebody had to set a
yeah,
standard for somebody, is all I'm saying.
yeah.
Okay.
But I have a little side note. I saw a interview with Betty White and Steve Harvey, and
Mm.
he asked Betty White what she thought about the Real Housewives, and he wrote, she said the prostitutes on the block or something like that. I was cracking up, and you have to see her face when she said it,
I
because her
love her.
facial expression is like, yeah, okay, yeah, I don't mean that, yeah, I do, but it's
Mhm.
funny when you said Betty White, but yeah, I think
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I love Betty White. She's one, she's a comedian. I think myself as funny sometimes, and
yes,
so, but that doesn't mean, I, was, her picture is just up, and I'm saying, oh, that's the standard that I want to live by. But I can say, you know what, she is an inspiration for me of a comedy skit or something, of how to be funny or something. I would look towards her in that aspect of how to be. But and then but knowing who she is and then knowing what kind of woman she was, then you could take from that type of person saying, "Oh, I aspire to be like that because she was a good person." Yeah, I can understand from that point of view, but not idolizing anyone.
But I do believe, like what you were saying, OG Patrice, I do believe
Yeah,
that it's it's uh it's a difficult space to step in and check people,
yeah,
check a
yeah.
hole. And
Right,
that's a hard shoe to step in. That's a hard road to walk in because you're putting yourself out there to be a target of everyone.
right.
And
Yeah.
I do believe that we have some incredible, strong black women, men who didn't care who did
Mhm.
it, So when you say that, yes, um, I do believe that they paved the way for us to even say what I said and say, no, I'm my own standard, because they gave me that courage and that example of doing that.
Right.
And I respect everyone who came before me, whether even I agree with everything you say or didn't say. I don't have to agree with everything you do 100% to respect you and to
Absolutely.
yeah.
Right. Right.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Right.
She
Let's
had
go
really good
ahead.
talking points. I think the pushback is kind of like that, like some people telling them, don't tell me what to do kind of thing. But she's kind of like, I'm putting it out there. This is what I learned, and take it or leave it. I just want to share with everybody because this is what I've observed. Kind of like, I mean, she, Nation of Islam, kind of like a Sunday school teacher. That's like, hey, these are the experiences that I've had. This is what I've learned from talking to people. I'm just gonna put it out there. Take it or leave it.
Yeah. Real quick, I gotta give a shout outs to Sherelle. Sherelle, thank
Hey,
you for tuning
Sherelle.
in into the chat as always. I know you're probably in other chats too moderating, but we definitely appreciate you for stopping by. Even just saying hello. Definitely appreciate it. And also get the likes up as well to everyone. But
But we
thank you.
we need little side note, we need people like her and Sister Soldier to come and grab these young girls today
Right.
and take them on a farm somewhere and shake them up something because they off the hook.
I mean, hey, it starts off with us or with you guys. I mean, look, Queen, you could take them and shake them or whatever, you know. Take them to the streets of Oakland. They'll be shook. Let me go ahead to the next question, and then I will be right back for a quick second. But should Sharathazar Ali's views on black relationships be implemented? Miss OG Patrice, I'll start with you. And also in the chat, feel free to comment on that as well too. Let's see, Miss OG
I would.
Patrice.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm here. I'm meditating a little bit on it. Okay,
oh,
so in my humble opinion, and I may be safer just only speaking for myself and the way I view it. Um, I definitely align with some of her views on the Black relationship and how they should be implemented. I just didn't agree with the part about how to handle conflict and the part about putting a man putting their hands on a woman. That's under no circumstances do I agree with that. But again, like I say, because I align myself with her generation and the traditional values that we came up on, I do align myself with some of the views, some of them about Black relationship, marriage. The man, if he is strong enough to be the leader in the house and know how to lead, he should be that. A woman should let him be that, and things of that nature. So, in my humble opinion, I think that she foresaw something, and here we are 30 years later, and this is the result. So I believe that some views she was spot on, that if we had have kept the alignment of the more traditional values, I think that the Black community would be in a lot better shape. If we kind of aligned ourselves with a more of keeping the Black family nucleus together, because it's not now for the most part. So, in my humble opinion, my views kind of align with that.
I agree. I think when you look at her book in comparison to what the Manosphere talks about and what high value males, talk about, it's very similar to what, her book says exactly what they're saying now. Like they want simple things and they appreciate being able to come home and feel welcomed, loved, after fighting the bear out there in civilization, come home to not have to fight or struggle, and to be able to have a relationship that's, supportive of the person that they are. I mean, it makes sense. In the same way, like I agree. I wouldn't want, a man to hit me upside the head, after trying all these things, she says, because it wasn't right away. It was like, after trying all these things, then you knock her upside the head, slap her open hand, not fist. But still, in all things, even women, I don't think it's okay for women to hit men either, if they're, respecting and supportive of each other, and that relationship is, not combative. It can be healthy, but if it's combative either way, if the woman's putting her hands on the man, if the man's putting their hands on the woman, that's kind of not, that's not okay. It's not even kind of, it's just not okay. But everything else, yeah, I agree. It's nothing wrong with having a team, being submissive and working together as a team. I agree with that.
Absolutely. I didn't mention the other way around, but you're absolutely right. It works both ways because women do put their hands on men too. So that's true. Very true. I agree with that.
Yeah. How
We
about you,
don't
Miss
teach.
JP?
Well, we just don't teach fostering peace amongst each other. I've asked this question before. Who who de-escalates the situation?
It is.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter whether we're talking about male female relationships, a bunch of men on a panel, a bunch of women on a panel. Who de escalates? Who says, okay, you know what? I might feel right, you might feel right, but we got to stop this right now or something's going to happen. We have to admit that human emotion just can lead to something dangerous and figure out that we've got to be willing to de-escalate on both sides. And it's not someone being a beta, it's not someone being a simp, it's not someone being so-called submissive in that way. It's understanding that we don't have to fight. Peace is our best outcome anyway, so why not start there and figure out what else we can do? Who's that? Okay.
Queen, what do you think?
Um, I think I need to I wrote down the books and I actually looked up Sister Soldier and all her books as well. Because I'm not familiar with all of her viewpoints. But I do believe that we can do better and build each other up. We can do better and not attack each other and not spew our trigger and traumas and baggage from other spaces onto each other and really get the help to heal and make the home peaceful. So I guess I believe in her views on Black relationships. I do believe it can be implemented, but I think both people have to be willing to put in the work. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of people just want to play the blame game and point the fingers instead of looking in the mirror. And I think that's where we go wrong.
Lady Tammy, you there? Luann? Who'd like to go next?
Go ahead, first lady Tammy.
Yeah, so I don't, I honestly don't have a lot to add. Y'all already know I have a lot to say, but no, I really liked what Queen was saying. There is a lack of accountability, and so I think that's where we need to start is the accountability factor. So yes, I don't really have a lot to add because people have been saying things that I would have said, so I don't want to just repeat what other people are saying. Because I agree with a lot of things that I like what of course I love what JP says. JP always has some good stuff. So I gotta give you your flowers because I really appreciate what you say. And I appreciate what Queen was saying as well. So I don't really have a lot to add. And I even appreciate OG Patrice's perspective. Um, and I like that she says that it's her perspective and not necessarily everybody else's, and that helps everybody else understand that this is her speaking on herself and not necessarily everybody else. So, and I appreciate Mrs. M3. I appreciate everybody. I like the different opinions that everybody has. So I could take a little bit from everybody and appreciate everybody. But yeah, like I said, I don't really have too much that's different to add what's already been said. But I definitely want to take the time to read her books to get more about her perspective on things. Because I do feel like she does have some valid points. Like I said when I watched the video earlier, not earlier, when I watched the video before, she said certain things that make a lot of sense just in general as far as what's not being done and what people don't want to do that I think is absolutely true. So yeah, so I don't really have a lot of other new things to add, but I appreciate what everybody said so far. So
Thank you. Miss Patty, are you there?
I'm here. I'm going to second what Miss First Lady Tammy said. I don't want to repeat what you guys have already said. I do agree with the majority of what the women on the panel have said.
For a second, I gotta give a shout out to Miss JP.
Thank you.
It's so sad when you have to go, but I'm gonna highlight you because I really appreciate your perspectives and thank you for just joining, being a part of the panel.
Thank you guys for having me. I really am shocked when this happens, y'all. Cause I don't see myself that way. My perspective I see is just my perspective. I've lived a lot of life. I've seen a lot of things, and I just know we're capable of creating a better piece, and so I try. So I appreciate y'all for having me on the panel and coaxing me out of my shell. I'm working on it, and I appreciate y'all. I'll be around. Thank you so much. Make sure y'all
Uh,
show up
all
for
right.
knowledge and relationships. Patrice, everybody else, y'all keep your spirit up, and I'll see you in the
So
streets.
sis, you know we love you. You're a beast out
Yes.
here. You matter, and your opinion and your views matter, and we respect them and we appreciate them, and we acknowledge them all with love.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
show up with your theme song.
I will see y'all Friday night. Peace and blessings, y'all. Keep your spirit up.
All right, for sure. And see you Saturday for a ladies' night stream. All right. So, let's see. Did we get everyone for the number 4 question? Okay. Let's see. The number 4 was like, should Shara Ali's views on black relationships be implemented? Mm. Yeah, I would have to just go for like, it depends on the person who values the lessons that's being taught. Because it would be a disservice for me to say for every black relationship should allow her message to be implemented. So I would just say, as an individual, if you hear the message and the message resonates within you, just like with people who listens to Kevin Samuels, if his message resonates with you and you feel that you are getting positive results, then hey, it's up to you. Allowed to be implemented. Well, anyways, let's go get to like the final question, number 5. Did Shirazar Ali help black men to understand black women? Mm. Now, see, this would be like a good question uh, for Mister and myself to probably close it out. But
I think Mr. Uncut answered it earlier before he left. He said he had read the book and he thought it was beneficial because it got all men reading that book, and he
yeah,
said he even has it in his repertoire of book collections.
right, right,
It will be good, yeah.
yeah, because based on some of the stuff that Dara was sharing, it takes place with accountability, but kind of understanding and knowing the nature of, in this particular sense, like the black woman. So it's like when we're, how should I put this? Unlike other cultures, we're the only ones, unfortunately, that's been, because of slavery and generation of hatred towards our own selves. We don't really know our true history. History was always, to be honest with to be honest with you, history for me has always been like my worst subject, because when it comes to trying to understand what really happened, you will never really know the full truth of it. And then you have to go back, because then you read another book, and that book was telling you that what you learned from your public school or private school classes or whatever are all a lie. And now you have to dig more deep into more research, and you have to decode things. So that's why history was never really been like a good subject for me, in my opinion. And so, the good thing about the stream life is that I'm learning as I go, because, fortunately, we have people that actually took their time and was not lazy and start decoding, their roots, start decoding their history, their family background. Um, on a side note, there's a person who will say that we're not originally supposed to be called black people. That's a name that white people gave us after the term Negro or whatever, and other stuff. But we're supposed to be Moors. Now, like I said, who knows if that's like our true root? But all I can say is that um, I think, like, if I had read the book, or if I had got a chance to kind of learn about her standards, and just how, like, like black people can learn to grow. I mean, I will say, like, I will probably have a full understanding than how I'm having right now, basically, about our people. And I would say it's better late than never. What I will also add into it, it makes me wonder. I wonder if some of the guys from the Manosphere community had had read her book, and maybe they probably read maybe like a few pages or so, or maybe read the whole book, but maybe they got like a certain type of understanding, which came down to like a judgment upon the black women. You know, because based off your interpretation and how you react, it can react in something positive or it can react in something negative. So that's my 2 cents into it. Um, Anybody else, you can feel free to chime in and comment. Let me know, like, what's your opinion, what you think.
Um,
Well, I haven't really come across many, or I don't know if there's any men that I've come across that have read the book, but I think her books, Kevin Samuel's platform, our platform, it opens up conversation and brings, both sides to the table to have discussions like this, which, I mean, she was working on that in the 90s, 80s, and it's still to this day relevant. To this day, you can find her, interview her, and her talking points from back then still matter, you know. So, in that regard, I think, yeah, she's been beneficial to help, but I can't speak for Black men, so I don't know.
Oh, I
Yeah, I
understand.
was just gonna piggyback and say that question would definitely. I would love to hear a Black man from back in that generation to answer the question. But I'll just say in closing, when I was coming up back in that era, uh, I was young, and black people have always had people that they would look up to, or to set a standard for something, not
Hmm.
idolizing, but absolutely set a standard. We set the standard of what Black beauty is. We set the standard of what the Black image is. We set the standard of what Black love is. We set the standard for all Blacks. So when I see any Black woman come up in my era, with the first time I saw the Supremes on TV, that gave this little Black girl hope. So yeah, they set the standard for me. I didn't idolize them, but they damn sure set the standard for me because they had style, they had grace, they had class, they knew how to dress, they knew how to talk, they knew how to walk, and they did just that. And I'm proud to have come up in that era to say women like them, women like your Lena Horns, your Dorothy Dandridge, your Diane Carrolls. I can go on and on about Black women that set the standard for me. I don't
Mhm.
idolize any of them, but yeah, they were trendsetters. We are trendsetters. We have other races of people that are mimicking us, our walk, our lips, our hips, our tanning of our skin. So the Black image for me made me proud as a little girl, Black back then, seeing women like them. Yeah, call it, I'll call it setting the standard. Because if they hadn't come before me, what would I have known that looked like? And it goes on and on and on from generation to generation. So I'll just close with that.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Miss OG Patrice. Um, let me
Thank
see.
you.
Let's see, Queen. What's your thoughts? Let me see. Is Queen still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, okay.
Um,
What,
so the
what,
question you're asking me, number five.
yeah. Do
Um,
you,
I think so. Like I said, I'm not sure about many of her talking points, but I believe her information helped and helped the genders understand each other and to move differently.
right, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I understand. All right, cool, cool. And let's see, First Lady Tammy.
I don't really have a lot to say, so yeah. I think the book was made to help Black men understand Black women. So I don't know to look at it in a. I can look at it in a positive, but then look at it in a. I want to look at it in a positive, but then to have that understanding and then take that in a positive direction is my thinking. So I feel like there's some men will they take that understanding to understanding Black women and take that in a positive way, and then there's some that will take it in a negative way. So I think it was made to help them understand, but the question is, has it helped them understand? So so yeah, so because sometimes you read something you don't take it to heart. So if you have the understanding, my question would be, did you take that to heart? So yes, that's all I kind of had to say. But yeah.
All right. Thank you. All right, Mister. What's your thoughts for the last question for number 5? Hold on, Mister.
I'm here. My bad.
Oh, yeah. You good?
Yeah, I'll say this, man. Look, I'm gonna close with this. Yes, she is a standard, all right? She's a standard. She doesn't know what it is. She's trying to teach you how to be a wife. Okay, because listen, if you ain't got a ring, it don't mean a thing. Every woman want to be a wife. Every man wants to be a husband. So let's stop all the capping. You don't want to be going home alone. And she's teaching you not to go home alone. Okay, so at the end of the day, I call her the queen mother because, man, she's just giving you lessons, right? She's giving you lessons on just how to stay in your femininity, how to be a mother, how to be all that. This woman has raised 10 children, 3 of her own. You know what I mean? She's always had a husband. She never been without a man. You know what I mean? And she knows how to keep a man. And that is the thing. You know what I mean? But see, the problem is, the problem is this, and everybody else in this family, the problem is a lot of women, they just don't want to listen, man. That's really the problem. You got to listen. Because when you listen, right, and you say your femininity, and you saying all that, you will find your man. You will. You'll find him. And he will stay. Okay? You can look like Flavor Flav. You look like Marky. He will stay. Okay? He will stay with you. Because a man, a lot of times men, once we get a certain age, once we understand certain things, we really look for character. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we do have our preferences with looks. Everybody does, right? But we really, really look for character. So if you got that character and you can cook, you know what I mean? You can cook in and out of the bedroom. Oh, man, that brother going to be there. He's going to be there. Trust me. You know what I mean? So she's really trying to give you a guideline to be a woman of integrity, of character, and how to be a wife, man. She's really trying to teach you that because she don't want our people to fail, man. She's seen the divorce rate going up. She foretold that. She foretold women not being submissive to men. She foretold that. She seen Cardi B coming. She seen her. She knew it was gonna happen. You know what I mean? She knew to make the stallions and all that. She knew that was gonna happen. She knew it, and she was trying to prevent it, but they wouldn't listen, man. They still not listening. You know what I'm saying? And failed relationship after failed relationship after failed relationship, they still don't want to listen. They still think they can do things their own way. It boggles my mind. It boggles my mind. You know what I mean? But her book is really trying to help you to understand the psychology of a man. You know what I mean? Because she talks about the ins and outs of men. And she holds black men accountable too. Okay? So don't just think like it's just all on the women. She holds them accountable too. You know what I mean? But what she's saying is, I want my people to be better. You know what I mean? I understand, yeah, men could be lustful at times. They could be, you could be with them and they could be looking at something else, or they're looking at the young girl at the booth. You're like, why is she looking at her? Like, she understands men's nature, but she's telling you how to handle it so you can maneuver through it. But she's also telling the brothers how to handle women's nature so they can maneuver through it and be better. That's all she's trying to do. And I respect anybody who don't want to see our people fail, because there's too many examples of people who want to see us fail. And that's really the problem. So shout out to Sister Sharathazar. I hope she writes some more books, man. I know she's at an elderly age, but man, she's in great spirit. She's in great shape. I seen
Absolutely.
her. She looks phenomenal. She's cognitive. She's as clear, as consistent as she's ever been. Just like shout out to Mr. Farrakhan. He's another person who holds our people accountable and wants to see us win.
Absolutely.
They want to see us win, man. That's what y'all don't understand. Stop trying to do everything on your own and learn how to be in a community. That's what's wrong with us. We don't know how to be in a community.
Yep.
We think we know everything, but we don't know nothing at all. We don't own nothing. We don't have
Facts.
nothing. Like, come on, man. Cut the cat. For real. That's all I got to say, man.
That was definitely powerful indeed. Thank you, Mr. You know. That was a good way to close out on that one. We all got to take accountability for our own part. It's not just like for just for one sex in specifics, but it's for both. But in this case, you know, because she's trying to help the black women in particular, I would just say it's this, you know, um, look, it's all up to you. However, you want to take the advice and you want to leave it. Not a lot of people will take her advice because let's just be honest. Not a lot of well, not a lot of women will want to take accountability. And so the ones who do strive to at least learn, they may take a few snippets of her advice or they may take the total advice. But like I said, if taking her advice helps you to get to your ultimate goal, be in a functional relationship, and if it makes you happy, then go by all means. Other than that, you don't have to. And I'm not gonna say it's gonna make you single, but it may give you a difficult time, and you might come around this panel asking like, "Well, um, why black men feel a certain way about us?" You'll have these "what if those why black men are this or why black men is this" type of questions, and then the only answer I would just give you is that look, just go read her book. I will be a hypocrite for me. You know, matter of fact, I can't even tell you guys to go read a book because I haven't read her entire book yet. But I'm gonna give her a shot. I'm gonna dab into it. Actually, hold on. We got one person here. Hanifa. Good evening, sis. How are you?
Wow, Sister Hanifa. Wow, great to see you, sis.
Hey.
Love. Everybody listen, please. Hold on, I got to set the stage for you, sis. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Please like and subscribe to Sister Hanifa channel. Okay? You know what I mean? She has a channel called Mind Your Own Magic as well. That's one of her sayings. Please show us some love and support. Like and subscribe. All right. If you don't like and subscribe, no hearts for you on Valentine's Day. I mean that. Y'all start liking and subscribing. I ain't giving nobody hearts for Valentine's Day. I really truly mean that. Sister Hanifa, talk to us. How you feeling?
I'm good. I actually am just passing through. I am panel hopping today. I've never panel hopped before. So this is my first time, but I am just out here showing black people love. Okay. I just came off a chef's panel and I like I said to them, black people are my first love. And so I just wanted to come and just tell you guys are loved and I appreciate what you guys are doing over here and to keep doing it. I see OG Patrice. Salute, mama. Salute. Okay.
Hello, beautiful queen. How are you?
I am well. It's always an honor. But I just wanted to make sure I see First Lady Tammy, respect to you. M3, respect to you.
Ditto.
Thank you.
Oh, this is Mrs. M3.
Yes.
Oh, it's an honor. Salute to you, mama. I see Queen Forever. Salute to you. Mr. You know. Salute to you.
Yep,
I just want to make sure I give respect to everyone, but I'm just passing through. I don't necessarily have anything to add to the conversation. I just wanted to show my love and my appreciation to my people. And I just want to encourage you guys to keep doing what you're doing. That's it.
Hey, well, that's the best blessing. Like, even if you don't have like a question or an answer to like any of the topics, by just come just to show us love, that is the great addition. So we definitely appreciate your presence, Miss Hanifa.
I do have a question for you, Hanifa. I do. Just one question about the topic. Just one, and after that, you can go about your day. If I may ask.
Sure, go ahead.
What do you know about Sister Shahrazad Ali?
Absolutely, I have both of her books.
What do you think about her? Is she the standard for black women, and is she truly the queen mother in a lot of ways? What do you think?
Okay. I think that she can be a standard, not the standard. I think we have many wise women out there to guide us if we want to be guided. I think she is one of them. I would
say yes.
I would say that one of the things, and just so you know, I've met her in person. We've hosted her. I'm a part of a group over here. We brought her in to have conversations. She's extremely short, but I wanted to say that with that, with her, the only thing that I had an issue with was the I don't know what we call it now, but like, you know, the black man maybe popping the black woman or something along those lines. She did mention something along outside of that, I would say every black woman needs to get her book and read it, because she ain't never told a lie. And if you know, if you can have access to her lectures, make sure you listening to her lectures, especially the more recent interviews and so forth. Yes, she is a major contribution to our community, specifically black women. And if we just listen to her, I think just listening to her alone, just for starters, would get us pretty far as how we do relationship with the black man. Yes.
Yep, I agree.
Wow.
Thank you, sis, for putting a stamp of approval on there.
Yes. And yeah, she approves, y'all. So now man, I gotta hold myself accountable to like read her book. I know a lot of times I don't be reading like a lot because I'll be doing a lot of things, but even if it's like a few pages a day, I definitely got to tune into this book right now. So man,
And she's
thank you.
pretty straightforward. Like if you watch like her most recent interviews, like she gives it to you raw. You know what I mean? When she said things like and I agree with her on this, when she talks about like the black woman not even wanting to cook, for example. I personally agree, because I'm just like, what people see as domestication, I think we need to change our perception of what that is, because it's really a powerful thing for the health of your family to be in your hands. That's
Yes.
something very powerful. And I think black women are so busy with this feminist kind of like ideology that's kind of driving them, that we can't
Yes,
we can't
yes.
even see we can't even see when something can work in our favor. We
So
can't even
beneficial.
see or embrace our true power. If I could control what goes in and out of my kitchen, right? That means that I play a part in the behavior of my household, my children, because food does affect how we act, right? How we think, okay? And just the overall well-being and health of your family. Why would you not want that? Why would you have an issue with that? Secondly, as far as the household, and I am of the mind where people say the man is the head of the household, I said no, the man is the head of the family. The woman, that is her domain. Why would you not want to embrace the job of setting the environment in your home, right? Setting the
To
energy,
manage it. Yeah.
being in charge of that. Why would you take issue with that? Why? Because somebody has told you, right, that something is wrong with it and it makes you less than, and it doesn't. There's a lot of power in being a woman, in femininity, all of that. There's a lot of power in that, but we are so distracted by what men are not doing, what men could do better. We're
Come
so
on, sister.
distracted with competing with men that we can't even see our own power. We're so busy trying to compete and compare
Woo,
with
you
our
better
men
speak.
that we
Speak.
can't even see our
Whoa, all
own
right.
power. So yes,
Sorry about
there is
that.
there is a lot that she shared that I think that if women can listen to with all of the emotion, right? And all of the feeling the need to constantly, anything that's said about black men, there are black women that just feels like they have to give some sort of pushback. So you'll hear them say, I agree, but why can't you just agree and put a period on it? Why you have to put a comma and a but?
Right. Right. Exactly.
But
Exactly.
the reason why is because we've been trained from very young to see our men as our enemies and to be combative towards them and to constantly be in conflict with them. So we are never looking for solutions towards building with them. We are always looking in either ways to defend ourselves from them or to attack them. And that is programming through propaganda, through the machine that we call media, that so many of us have consumed and still continue to consume and has internalized it. And I think if we listen to her aside of all of that propaganda and push aside the emotion, there's a lot to be learned there, because our men are not the enemy. The enemy is the person who is telling you your men are the enemy. That's the real enemy.
Wow. The person that
we have to clip everything Anifa just said. We have to clip this.
Listen, baby, say it again for the people in the back. Say it loud for the people in the back.
Please just clip this because the Sister Anifa, I don't mean to be in your business, but you are a woman that's kept, right? I know you have a man, correct? If I'm not mistaken, yes. You're a woman that's kept. So I'm trying to get these single women to really be wives out here. I'm sick of seeing my sisters, creep up in age to their 30s, 40s, and 50s, and they're not wives. It's sad to see. I don't want to see that no more. I want to see them be wives. I want to see a man take care of them, provide and protect them. I really want that for them. Really. You know what I mean? I really want them to get out their own way. So what you just said is so helpful and it's just so great what you just said. We have to clip this. We have to.
Yeah, I think a big part, like I come from a single mom household, so I know the struggle of it. A lot of where I'm at now comes from listening to elders, right? The wisdom of the elders. And this is where I feel the voice of our elders is missing in the YouTube space, because we have a younger generation that do not think they need the elders. But the elders play a very significant role in community building. So a lot of where I'm at, and I'm still growing, comes from listening to elders. A lot of it is reading. A lot of it, I'm just self-taught in a lot of things. And I'm still learning, and I'm open. Myself, I'm open to always being wrong. How about that? Being wrong. Wow. A Black woman being wrong. Yes, we exist. I am open to the idea of being wrong. And lastly, community is so important to me, and I understand there is no community without the nuclear family, and there is no nuclear family. There's no nuclear family without us having relationships with each other. How is that possible? So you know what? At the end of the day, if you are looking at it like it's just me and him and God, that's where you're going wrong. We are part of a collective. There's a connectivity to all of it. What affects your children in your home is going to affect my children if we are connected to the community. If your children are being violated in the home and molested, it is going to affect the community, because they in turn may go out and victimize someone else. This idea of mind your business is counterproductive. Is
exactly. Speak.
So as far as women, we have a significant role to play. We do not have to try to usurp the authority, the leadership, and the role of men to be powerful. We are powerful in our own right. We need to find out what
That's right, sis.
Connect to it. That's a part of the issue with Black women.
Yes.
I'm just like, why are you competing? Let these men function in their function. You function in your function. When you guys come together and do that harmonious dance, the community benefits. The community benefits. The family benefits. But we are
so much peace in that.
We are such a traumatized people that we constantly seeing each other as enemies. So as a woman, and I can talk to women like straightforward. Like I've done some stuff. For example, I used to be married. There is in my marriage before, I could look and see the things where I went wrong. I was 20 something years old. Okay. I didn't have anyone giving me instructions. Like I said, I didn't come from a mom that was married or any of those things. But we have to be able to own that as Black women and say, I don't know, but I want to know. But in order for you to want to know, community building has to be important to you. A lot of Black women, I don't care what they say about Black excellence and Black girl magic and all of these things, they do not care about the community. They care about self-advancement. They care about individualism, because when you care
Yep.
about the community and community building, you cannot fight the black man. You just cannot. It doesn't mean that we don't hold black men accountable. That's not what we're saying. We're saying we hold you accountable and still love you. We're saying that we want you to be better, and we could still say, yo, you know what, M3, you're wrong. And we could do it in love, right? We don't have to cancel the black man. We don't have to join forces with black women who are talking about aborting black babies. We don't have to do that. There is a way to do it. But community building has to be important. And I'm realizing a lot of us black women, we talk that black this, but we are really about individual advancement at the end of the day. And as long as you're about individual advancement, you are not going to concern yourself with building with a black man. You're just not.
And she talks about that in her book too, just how to be able to speak to our men without putting them down, to be able to build them up and to speak life, words that are life, not words that are like demeaning, but to speak life. Like, to everybody needs that constructive criticism, but not the kind that's like, gonna just crush somebody's spirit. Like, that's not what she was talking about in the book, right? She's talking about having that the conversation of the space where you're supportive of each other. That's the main thing, to be supportive of each other. And that doesn't look like, oh, you're always right. Yes, sir, master. Yes, sir, boss. It's not that at all. Having a conversation, communicating, and being a team. That's what she was talking about. That's what I loved about it.
Yeah.
Can we? Okay, I gotta welcome Dom. Damo, what's going on?
What's up, Dom?
The Queen Dom.
Hey.
Thank you, Miss Anissa. That was good.
I'm free. You're free.
We missed you, Dom.
Hi. Yes, I've been working. I miss you guys too.
Queen Dom is back. Her birthday's this week.
No, it already passed. It was on Tuesday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Thank you. I'm going wine
Oh, happy
tasting
belated birthday
on Saturday with Bay.
Nice.
Thank you.
Guys, I'm going to go ahead and head out. At this point, the toddler is literally sitting in my face begging to be cuddled.
No problem.
So I'm going to go and be with him. But I appreciate you guys, and continue to do what you guys are doing. Much blessing to everyone on the panel, and you guys have a great evening.
You too, Miss Hanifa. Thank you for
you so appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for blessing us, and I definitely will be in contact with you soon about doing an interview with you on our network. Most definitely.
All right, salute to you, man. That was freaking good.
That was incredible.
Awesome.
That was incredible. M3, we gotta clip that, because, like I said, I am so tired of this. I am so tired of this.
And listen, that was just a queen. That was just a queen that set the standard. That is what setting the standard is for black women. Now the next woman can come and set the standard and raise the bar. That's what it means to set the standard.
Yes. That's like a Pac-Man power pellet right there. Burst of energy.
Right. No, it's just like it's the way how she just dissected it. Was like, man, like, it really does make sense. But it goes down to, in simplistics, it goes down to like trusting in our people. We don't trust our people. That is the problem. And so this is why, like, women like, Shirazar, Harley, and a few others are trying to reach out personally, exclusively to our people, because we need it the most. We've been conditioned to pretty much stand our own ground and to like separate ourselves. And now you have a generation where women are going their own way, men are going their own way, but everyone feels something different. Everyone's trying to play like this hardball, like, oh, I don't need you and you don't need me, but we all need each other. We're allowing the media to socially program ourselves. And that's why I said this. I said this like in the past live streams. This feminism and the manosphere, they both have to be destroyed. And I say that to the highest intent of it is because when when you take certain things. Now I know the origin is supposed to kind of uplift and help, but it really doesn't really help bring us together. If you're not in a community that will help bring you together, and it's always bashing about the opposite genders, then that's where I feel like we're gonna always be bumping heads together. This is why we have like these type of topics, and shout out to Mr. Because uh he's the one who kind of helped, came up with this great topic about Mr. Shahrazad Ali and put us in light about it. So salute to you, my brother, for doing that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like that's why, like, we have these controversial like topics. People, I think what it is, no, Miss Patrice, you say you have to go. Okay. Miss Patrice, I'm gonna stop talking, but I'm gonna highlight you real quick. And I want to thank you for just giving us like your grace and your presence and your elegant wisdom. Thank you so much, OG Patrice.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me. I really enjoyed this discussion. Man, it was so necessary. Listen, you had Elder JP up here, myself, and then Sister Hanifa just came and just dropped the bomb with the awesome clothes. You guys definitely clipped that because, man, she was dropping straight gems, raw and uncut. And sometimes that's just the way we need to hear it. It is what it is. And I want the younger generation to know that they should have standards of people in your community that look like you, that set the tone for you, not to idolize them, but to set the bar even higher for yourself so that the ones come behind you can set another standard. That's what it's about. Build the community, build the Black family, build the Black love, the Black image, the Black everything, because I love my Black people. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, OG Patrice. Much love.
Oh, can you guys hear me? Oh,
yes, we can.
Okay. Salutes to Mr. O just living. He said he's just tapping in. So thank you so much for tuning in, Mr. O. Everybody get the likes up. If you, I know everybody enjoyed this type of content tonight. So look, stop the cap. Come on, get the likes up, everybody. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to Knowledge and Relationships on YouTube. Shout out to Jay as well from A Story to Tell. He's definitely a good content creator. Really good brother as well too. So check out his content. Check out Mr. O's content. Krista Bloom and Ebony as well too. Man, this was good. We definitely want to find a way to clip this one. We have to. So, oh man. All right. I guess with that being said, I guess we want to wrap it up. Oh no. Actually, hold on. Fuck that. We can't wrap it up yet because the Queen Dom, she hasn't spoke that much. Excuse me, spoke that much. Queen Dom, first. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I just realized I didn't even pay attention to the topic when I came on. I just realized I had free time and I really want to be on now that I have time to be on. But this lady, does she not like Black people being gay? Is that one of her things?
That part
I feel like
you
that's one
don't
of her
really
things.
know.
I feel like that's one of her things, and I'm gay, so I can't represent that. Sorry.
Okay, Dom, you're gay in a male relate with a racial with a guy. So I mean, whatever.
Yeah, because I'm bisexual. You think that because people are gay, they can't be with the opposite sex?
I mean, look, that's not even my honestly, that's not even my concern, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't really care if a person's gay or not gay or whatever. So, you just live your life. Now, I can't really say I can't speak for Mr. Miss Sharathazar Ali. That's something that you're gonna probably have to do the research and read her book and find out if she doesn't like gay people or not.
Yeah, I'm like 80% sure she's against at least when it comes to Black people, like she
Did you
has a
do
thing
your
about Black people being gay.
research, or are you just feeling?
No, I'm 80% correct. I'm only saying 80% because I haven't seen a video of it come out of her mouth just like
Okay.
interviews and stuff, like written down because I was reading it. So that's why I say 80%. I would never say 100 unless, for a fact, she stood in front of me and said, "I hate gay people," and I heard it and saw her lips move. That's a little bit different. But I would, you know me, I'm not gonna say 100%. If it ain't 100%, I only know 80%, and 80% for me is enough. That's high. That's high. That's high enough.
Let's just be safe to just say like your 80% could probably just be like an 8% until it's proven. Then we could kind of raise the numbers up. Because if you don't
Nah,
really
that's not
know
how
about
America
that and
works.
you didn't really do the research on that, then
I did.
you can't really do the 80. No, you haven't even watched the video, so you can't really do an 80% and just assume that she hates, gay people.
Well,
You know,
80% because she said it in the interview, but because I didn't see her lips move, I'm not gonna be like, someone could have misconstrued the words she said in the recorded tape. She's black. I'm gonna give her, I'm gonna try to find a way for her not to be homophobic. That's where that 20% comes in. But since I didn't see her lips move, I might be wrong. But since it was an interview, I'm pretty sure I'm not. A few
uh,
interviews.
all right. Well, I'm just gonna close out with this. Everyone has their preference. Unfortunately, you're gonna have some black guys that's gonna be like, you know what? I don't want no black sister. I want like a white woman. I want a Hispanic woman. You're gonna have some black sisters gonna say like, you know what? I want a woman instead of a man. You're gonna have all these different type of preferences. Just because maybe she don't rock with that or whatever or that community doesn't mean that she hates that particular community or the individuals or dislike them in any type of way. So, I'm not at liberty to speak for someone who's not present to on this panel speak
Right.
for themselves.
I love your answer. I wish you would give this answer when it comes to issues when people are talking about what women do. I wish you would give this answer every time someone comes at things that women do. That's such a great answer. Why? Because she believes in the male gaze that you believe in. So you're so quick to defend her, but you're not quick to say this even base. I don't know. I don't even know how to call it. For other people. That's all I'm saying. This was great. I love what you said. I just wish you could be like transparent, I guess, across all boards. That's it.
I got.
Okay,
Okay, Andrew, you want to cover it? You want? Okay.
go ahead, Mister.
I'll let him say what he got to say. Listen. At the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
she's trying to help. She's trying to help black families come together. She wants
Mm-hmm.
traditional black families to come together. You know what I mean? So she's trying to help women to become wives, and she's trying to help the men to become husbands. That's her goal, based on her religious belief. So based on her being a Muslim woman, yes, she does not believe in those type of marriages. She doesn't. You know what I mean? She's from a different type of time. Her advice is helpful. You know what I mean? But her views are her views based on her religion. I'm not gonna get into people's religious views because that's their views. But at the end of the day, her advice is very helpful if you're trying to be a traditional wife. It's very helpful. You know what I mean? Very helpful. Or a traditional husband. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Cool. All right. With that
Oh
being
yeah, I
said,
know she gives good advice. I mean, good advice for the people who want that type of advice. Yeah, but she also doesn't like gay people, so
allegedly. All right.
he
Allegedly.
just kind of confirmed it. So now I'm at a 90%. Now I'm
Nope. I
kind of
said
at a 90.
the reason why I'm
Okay,
saying
I'm
allegedly
at a 90
because
now.
you are technically when you're saying something that you don't have no clear evidence, we have to say
But
allegedly
that's what we
because
do
we can't
all the
slander.
time.
Yeah,
I
but
know,
we
but don't
alleged.
everybody do that on the panel? Don't we all talk about things that we don't truly know 100%? That's what we here for. It's
Duh,
YouTube.
that's
So
why
she
the
at a
word is
90.
allegedly.
She at a 90. At 90%, she don't like gay people. That's enough for me. That's you hit a 50. That's cool enough for me. You hit a 10%. That's cool enough for me.
I haven't done this for a long time, but
Nope. Nope.
okay, hold on.
Nope. 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 Nope.
All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and highlight the Queen Dom because we are wrapping things up. Get her up out of here. What's up, Queen Dom?
Ooh, you're so salty. Hi. You can find me on Instagram at the queen_dom. Also at eat me. Ooh, sorry, I'm in the middle of sewing. I almost hit my finger. Yeah, and bye. Sorry, I forgot.
All right,
That
thanks,
was
Your
Dom.
brunch. Your brunch, Dom.
Oh yes, brunch time with Dawn. We'll be back January 15th, and we will be playing Hit It or Quit It. So go ahead and come through. And then we have Ladies Night next week, which is going to be cool.
We'll
Well,
have
no, we
ladies
have
night
Ladies Night this
tomorrow.
week.
No,
Oh,
it's this week.
tomorrow. Today's.
I'm sorry.
I've been
It's
at
not
work for
tomorrow.
4 days straight.
Saturday,
I haven't
Saturday,
been
everybody.
home.
We're having ladies night Saturday at 6:00 p.m.
Yes,
Yes.
6 o'clock p.m. Watch it.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna highlight Queen Forever 2K.
You can follow me on Instagram at Queen Forever 2K. It's a new year. It's a new me. And you can see me on Knowledge Relationships platform. And you can see me on other people's platform. Look out for some collaborations coming soon. You'd be surprised what we got cooking. Have a good one.
Thank you, Queen. Okay. And I got a shout out, Mrs. M3.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry that I wasn't in the chat tonight. Thank you for all of the subscriptions, the subscribers, for all the chatters and the panelists. You guys are awesome. We love you so much, and we thank you for coming to visit us every time. Thank you for your loyalty. This Saturday, Women's Live stream. We are going to continue the conversation. We're going to flip it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to say, male or female, do we have accountability? So stay tuned for that. We have wonderful content creator, Mr. If You Know, You Know, working on the questions and allowing us opportunity to also ask questions. So we look forward to seeing you all this Saturday at 6 Pacific time.
Okay. First Lady Tammy, turn your mic on, wake up. I'm about to highlight you.
What's going on? I'm First Lady Tammy. You can find me on Instagram at First Lady Tammy 916. Thank you for tuning in to the podcast today. It was very, very interesting to say the least. So, but yeah, I'm going to be starting my book chat next month. So I'm excited about that. So you definitely want to tune into that. And definitely tune in here whenever I'm on here on Mondays, on Thursdays. I will not be on Ladies Night hosting. There will be a guest host. I have some previous obligations, but I will be there next time. So other than that, thanks for tuning in. Make sure if you watched it, you liked it, you subscribed, and you hit the notification bell. Bye.
All right. And let me go ahead and shout out to Mr. If You Know, Now You Know, 84.
Lord, give me strength. Ah, boy, oh boy. Yes, thank you for joining the Knowledge and Relationship Experience. You know what I'm saying? We definitely appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for coming through. Want to thank everybody in the chat. Let me thank my chat gang real quick. April Carter, Queen Damo. I mean, Damo's right here, but she still put a chat, so I got to thank her anyway. Red Lipstick Vibes. OG Patrice, thank you for coming up here and being in the chat. Mr. O Just Living. You know what I'm saying? Jay got a story to tell. Shout out to him. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody, man, that was in the chat. I'm seeing a lot of y'all. Blooming Ebony, you know, Red Lipstick Vibes, CKQ, you know what I'm saying? Sherelle, you know what I mean? Auntie JP, you know what I mean? Everybody that jumped on, please like and subscribe to them. Caprice, I see you in here too as well. You know what I'm saying? Mrs. Mary, thank you, Mrs. Mary, for showing us love. Much love, sister. You know what I mean? And thank you for everybody for showing us love. I want to thank everybody who contributed to tonight's show. You know what I mean? The homie Daryl Long, Uncover Daryl Long, please like and subscribe. You know what I mean? You know, I also want to thank Queen Forever 2K. You know what I mean? OG Patrice again. You know what I mean? Auntie JP again. You know what I'm saying? Queen Forever 2K. You know what I mean? Mrs. M3 as well. You know what I mean? I got to thank the rest of my team is Petty Penny, Al. You know what I mean? Also thank, I'm going to thank Damo again because she is the assistant network manager. Got to thank Damo again. Yeah. First Lady Tammy. You know what I mean? And also the music coordinator, DJ Eddie King, baby. We know you doing your thing right now. We're going to see you soon, baby. You know what I'm saying? We definitely going to see you soon. You know what I mean? And I am the network manager for knowledge, and relationships. Man, let me just speak on something, man. Listen, you know what I mean? Look, man, sometimes in life, you just got to listen, man. This is what the show is about. It's about listening. Listening, observing, and just taking notes from somebody who's just trying to teach you about life. And that's what Shahrazad Ali is trying to do. But a lot of times, man, people, they just be trying to sabotage things, man. And they be trying to break up communities, they be trying to break up families. Hell, some people be trying to even break up the stream, man. We ain't gonna let it happen. Never ain't gonna let it happen. We're gonna continue to provide content. We're gonna continue to rock out. We always gonna provide fresh content for you on the regular, all the time. Okay? Like I said, no matter, we will take lemons and make lemonade at all times. Okay? At all times. So ain't nobody sabotaging nothing. From the inside or out. Just letting that be known. This is not a relationship, and we are family, and we are gonna make this happen. So please continue to like and subscribe. Show us some love. Show us some support. And definitely show. Oh yeah, I gotta definitely shout out the other content creators. Shout out to Just Kaya, Black Man Unfiltered. Conversations with King. Uncut with Daryl Long. Got to shout out his channel as well. Also shout out Hanifa. Thank you, Hanifa, for dropping some crazy gems. Woo! Man, she brought the heat tonight, boy. We got a clip. Sharabi Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. Shout out to everybody, man. If I'm forgetting you, much love. Oh yeah, shout out to Chef. Chef Chipino. Oh, also shout out to our other team members, Rico, Arshawn, and we have Jessica coming tomorrow with her social network stream. She's coming tomorrow. She's gonna bring some great social stuff to you. And she's gonna definitely bring the heat tomorrow. With some social issues, content. Just to shake up things, just to have the conversation about different social issues that we have going on in this country, because we have a lot of social issues that we need to talk about. And much shout out, much love to Jessica. She's dealing with a little snowstorm where she at, but she battling. She showed me the weather out there where she was. I said, oh no, thank God for California. I ain't doing no snow. I'm sorry. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in for Knowledge and Relationships. Hit like and subscribe. Hit that bell. M3, take it away.
All right, thank you so much. I'm gonna give a round of applause for everyone who participated, who gave the insight, and a clap for Jessica in advance, because we will be learning, and I think it's about financial literacy, if I'm correct on that one. So stay tuned tomorrow for that. That will be let me see. That will be 7:00 Central Time. So if we go back, that would be 6-5. Okay, I think that would be 5:00 Pacific Time. So, and Dom, get out of the comments. Damn, girl.
Stop telling me what to do. I'm a grown woman.
Anyways, so thank you for tuning in into Knowledge and Relationships. It was definitely a pleasure having everybody to support us on the chat. Shout outs to April Carter. Shout outs to everybody who came in, who came through. Like Chris, let me see, Japrice as well too, Jay, everyone. We definitely appreciate you guys and ladies as well too. And before we return back again as a big happy family, make sure somebody takes away Dom's edible and tell her ass to get her mind right.
First of all,
you shut up. All right.
Edibles make you
shut up. Okay.
Edibles.
Shut up. So, anyways, make sure that she gets her mind right, everybody. And with that being said, we are out, everybody. Peace. Laters.
Later.